Alright, welcome back to another Art Time episode, and today is a very special episode. You probably already noticed from the thumbnail, but we are going to be drawing, well, the fourth episode of My Luna Academia. If none of you are keeping up with, and the whole third episode, I'm going to go ahead and get the thing up. Whoops, wrong one. I think that was 48. Yep. The third episode here we did previously a little while ago. Well, this is a continuation off of what happened last time, and if you've already seen from the thumbnail, All Might confronted Luna. Luna does what she does, and because All Might isn't in retirement, she thought, hey, why don't I just go on ahead and heal up All Might's wounds, because I'm literally the only one here who can do it. For a price. I'm not going to draw that. But any of you girls or gay men out there who like big, strong men, go on ahead. You can draw it. I give you my permission. But yeah, this is the fourth episode, and we get to see Luna be a tiny bit of a hero, and then straight back to being a villain again. But she's a good kind of villain. The one where even if the heroes lose, everyone wins. Even the heroes. Especially with Ragdoll, if you know what she was like during that part. I think I could do this right. So anywho's in wits, if you enjoy the video, please leave a like and subscribe for more. Now then, I guess I could talk to you about some stuff that I have been doing. A little gaming I did, and a new show that I'm watching so far. Hopefully it doesn't get the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood treatment and gets kicked off Hulu Plus. But let's hope that is the case. Hope it isn't the case. Anyways, first of all, gaming-wise, I went back to Horizon Forbidden West, killed some rebel camps to get me back in the swing of things, and I apparently did a major side mission that I didn't know was a thing, unknowingly. I was like, huh? Okay, I'm going to kill this person. Oh, this is a major side mission, and realize. Well, I'm sure you already know who I'm talking about when I'm talking about rebel camps. I only went back to it because for some reason Genshin Impact had a giant-ass download thingy. So I'll probably go back to Horizon Forbidden West and try to finish that up, get all the stuff in there done with. Then go back to Genshin, and hopefully, by the time we're done with that, all the time we've spent with all these games, hopefully that issue in Dying Light 2 is fixed where the dialogue doesn't play and everyone's just standing there like... it's annoying. I don't know how the hell a bug like that could even be produced. But yes, we're back to Forbidden West again. And I'm pretty sure there's still a hell of a lot more stuff that I gotta do, despite the fact that the map's pretty much all accessible to me now. But isn't the map already accessible to you at that point? No, don't quite remember. Also, this is a strange, perspective of Luna's hair, because her hair is always parted to, not here, to here. Well, and to me, this is, wait. Yeah, to me, it's mirrored. But, Luna's hair is usually parted in that direction because, it's mirrored. Also, we've started off with a new show that we're watching every day when we get home, even though it's only 24 episodes right now. Although, what are the chances that we're going to get a second season on Hulu Plus? I kind of don't want to go into the whole Crunchyroll stuff yet. And also, I can't necessarily do that either. Because, there's so many streaming services and all that crap, and we only really have, enough budget for one right now. Alongside rent being so high, and now the prices of pretty much everything being so high, trying to have two streaming services is a pain in the ass, apparently. I don't know the grand, finalized value of where everything stands right now. All I know is that apparently with the money that we're making, which is not bad money, it is pretty decent money, despite both of our jobs being toxic, and I don't know what the third one's job is. Despite making good money, we still need to budget. So please, somebody just... Okay, I'm not going to say that because it's not like it matters. I mean, you know me. Kill the ever-living shit out of the thing that's pissing me off. And that's usually in gaming, but I guess some real-world stuff could apply to that too, so you gotta really be careful with where you say your words. Despite everybody knows of my psychotic tendencies, and me being quite open with it. Still, though, we've started the first episode, Jujutsu Kaisen, pretty good so far. I usually like most anime regardless, so there's not a single anime that's like in that particular vein that I'm not like entirely into. And the cat's cleaning herself now. The only ones that I can think of that I haven't really had any interest in is Pop Teen Epic. It's like the Japanese version of Robot Chicken. And, you know what I mean? While it was decent to an extent, and I was kind of like enjoying it for a small amount of the parts, the second season of The Promised Neverland was just... When I saw how much was cut, I was like, oh damn, it could have been better. Could have been a million times better. How could you have let this happen? Because apparently the guy, if I remember correctly, who made it was like, well, we're just going to cut all this stuff out then, huh? You guys don't like the manga? Then I'm just going to cut all this stuff out for the anime. What a pain, really. And, you know, I don't think anybody really would have learned their lesson there. Yeah, it started off good. Midway through, we feel like something was off. In my head, I'm like, I don't remember anything from season 1, so I don't remember like certain like tidbits. Why is there a gnat flying around? I don't remember the certain tidbits like some pen or whatever. I could have sworn they were given a pen in the first season, but I don't know. Apparently, some people are saying that they somehow magically got this pen. I feel like I would have. I feel like I do some. I remember. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. The time has passed. The show is no more. Doubtful we're going to get another season. I definitely have some drawing ideas in mind for that entire universe. I got one with Luna and what's her name? Isabel. I'm going ahead and remove that there bomb from her chest because of Tom. I mean, y'all already know the story's out. If I remember correctly, All Might's wound made him lose his stomach. He still has his chest, as you can see right here. And also, this is not a layer. I gotta remember that I gotta like do this and then do stuff there, stuff like that. But yes, Luna is repairing his body back to before the injury, giving him a new stomach. Everything's connecting properly. Same blood too. That's the beauty about atomic manipulation. If you're someone as advanced as Luna in the ways of atomic manipulation, you could possibly create. That's the word. Create another human body. So long as you know the functionalities, where all the nerves and stuff need to connect. So long as you understand the complexity of human nervous systems and organs and all that stuff, you could potentially bring back a living, breathing being. Provided you, of course, have a soul for it to reside in. I feel like if you were to just create a human being, it would just be a lifeless puppet husk just flopping down on the ground because there's no soul occupying it. Or it goes to some animalistic instincts, like the brain is trying to I need food. What if that's what zombies are? Zombies are just soulless humans. And apparently the virus eating away at the body, making it look all rotten and decrepit. That's why the zombies need to consume humans to not deteriorate or something. I don't know. It would make sense that the virus would eat away at the human, but if it keeps the body alive and there's no soul within it, then of course the main functionality of the brain without a soul, consciousness, or morals, or anything like that, its first objective is to consume. Which is, actually makes a lot of sense when you get right down to it. There you go. Zombies are soulless humans. Yeah, there we are. I only want one thing, and that's to satisfy the needs of the brain. It still has some idea on how to utilize the body, obviously, because the functions are still there. It's just there's no thought process or anything like that. Now, unless you have a soul clinging to a walking corpse of a body, but because a virus ate away most of it, it's like that person is, their intelligence levels dropped by a whole lot, unable to communicate English-wise or whatever language they of which speaketh. Oak. So I guess that can make sense why some zombies would have some way of being able to, somehow have some form of thinking process. Well, I will say this, though. I like the idea of Luna just going into these universes and messing around. If you haven't paid attention to the first and second episode on DeviantArt, which is mature drawings, by the way, Luna's already made a name for herself. You can tell that Midnight over here has a little bit of hatred towards Luna. I'm very surprised of what she's doing. I guess it makes sense, really. All Might's wounds is being healed. The number one hero back to being full-on number one. Wounds fully healed. Body back to his prime. But of course, Midnight and Aizawa, and technically Present Mike, already know. Oh, also, I have to make the eyebrows a bit darker than the skin. That's a problem with light skin and blonde hair sometimes. Because I always have the eyebrows match the hair color, even if the hair color is black in the show. But yes, these three know all too well what Luna does. These two are only suggested because I don't draw that. I welcome you to draw that. But I don't draw that. At the moment. I'm thinking about maybe drawing Envy and Lust at some point. Maybe Astolfo, I don't know. I got a lot of more ideas with women involved than I do with... What's the word I'm looking for? Twinks? Traps? Femboys? And there's only really like a small handful even, so I mean, maybe we can get close to it at some point, but for now... Big muscular man getting wounds healed and a new stomach. But for a price. And this funny idea of him just doing a Johnny Bravo scream. I'll have it explained in the thing. Y'all know it's already in there, I think, unless I somehow managed to forget. I shouldn't be able to forget, though. It should be somewhat in my mind. But he's doing a Johnny Bravo scream, if I remember it correctly, being like, in Johnny Bravo's voice. I can't do Johnny Bravo's voice. I guess I could try to, replicate the, wait, no. And birds, don't forget the bananas. It's like, I mean, I guess technically speaking, Johnny Bravo is supposed to be, somewhat of an Elvis-esque reference, with the hair being like it is. But not entirely. Well, regardless. Yeah, that's the thing about drawing All Might in this. I want to try to, keep because if you look at pictures of All Might in his muscular form, he always has the face, with that shading there. It's like, everybody else has a normal face. Apparently in his young days, I don't know where that picture came from, his face wasn't that shaded in. So something happened down the road in age that made his face be like, alright, I'm a shade now. No, not you, Shade. If you haven't caught on, that's the cat's name. Because she'd be throwing shade at me. Meowing her damn head off when she's in heat. She seems fine now. Hopefully it stays like that. But, yeah, I don't know. It's... This... Not exactly my style. As you can see with everybody else having normal faces that I usually draw. And of course, I wanted to put Recovery Girl there just to basically just mock her inability to heal up All Might completely. I mean, atomic manipulation is OP. And the only reason why the people in the Clone Wars universe isn't capable of doing any massive, stuff like that is because it's advanced. you gotta know how to, like, connect certain parts of the body in order for it to, like, work perfectly. Connect the nerves together. And you also have to, like, deconstruct some of the already existing nerves that closed off and then reconstruct it to the new nerves. You also gotta make sure that, like, everything is, like, right where it needs to be. I mean, okay, sure. Maybe if we had that technology, maybe we would know how to actually make new organs inside of people without having to cut them up. Maybe. But I doubt that's going to be, like, easy step number 1. It's probably, like, step number 1000 in the Atomic Manipulation 101 class of whatever. I don't know where I was going with that. Just the first 1000th step out of the probably millions of steps that you have to take in order to master such an ability. An ability to essentially manipulate the atoms and their structures. I like to imagine it's possible, but we just haven't figured out how to do it yet. I don't know if the Atom Smasher was made just for that particular thing, or it was just a way to just destroy atoms. I am sure there's very dangerous implications in manipulating atomic atoms. I'm sure there is. But, you know, the amount of good that could come out of it could help too. We could repair the ozone layer, make food without having to kill animals. Of course, we would probably have to, like, make schematics, so we might have to kill one animal each. But it's a good sacrifice to save the millions that we would have killed. I mean, at least that way, well, I don't know, would vegans still be like, no, an animal had to be killed to make that, but no more animals need to be killed because of it. That animal made the sacrifice to save its kind from having to be destroyed. I mean, I'm sure there's still animals that will have to be killed off because overpopulation and all that stuff destroys, like, the ecosystem, unless nature somehow manages to get a balance back and we don't have to do anything. I'm sure there's some system in place involved in nature to, like, cut back on, like, an overpopulation of animals. I mean, it's pretty freaking obvious with the viruses happening that are killing off humans, so there's that annoyance. But, you know, I don't know if we have to actually step in and be involved in that. Regardless of what it is to come, it is a nice ability to have, and Luna makes sure to use that not only for her own personal needs, but for the good of certain people as well. And I've got a really special drawing, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to like. There's a little series of drawings, continuing off of a series that is still ongoing, but is on a complete pause because, well, I want to do this first and get this out of the way with. And then we go into the next one, next limitation period with a mission joke. Yep. I also have I guess I could say this. I also got a funny idea where Luna teases Miss joking, saying that she was the first one to hear Aizawa laugh. Well, her present Mike and I think, what was his name again? Kamui, the wood guy. I don't remember, he hasn't been there for a while. But I do like this alternate universe better. Ragdoll is not traumatized and enjoys what Luna does to her, so we will get to see that more in the future. All for One is dead. That's another good one. All Might is back in his prime now. I don't know if there's anything else I've drawn and shown already. I know there's a lot more, but I can't say it all yet. Okay, so this part I gotta be careful on and not go too, too shade intensive in areas that I don't need to go into. I was thinking about doing, like, wrinkle-esque, you know, the usual wrinkles I have for here. I was thinking about doing that for the abs and stuff, but I decided to have it be on their own layer, just so it's more defined, you know. I have drawn the muscular man before, and And it's a pretty funny one, too, if I can remember where the hell it was. What was it? It was B. It started with the letter B. I think y'all, if y'all, any of y'all has been on my DeviantArt page long enough, I think y'all knows who I'm talking about. Yeah, B. I can't, there's no song in place. Here he is. Are you ready for it? A magnificent specimen we're about to see right now. An old man who somehow managed to acquire Ultra Instinct. Buff your specs. This is an old drawing. I don't know what I was doing with. I think it was supposed to be like this here, and then there's the back muscles and the back over here, and then just freaking. I don't know. It was a funny drawing that I did long ago. You can see it on DeviantArt. Ah, crap. The lines are off. Why are the lines off? Hold on. Yep, the lines are not supposed to be there. They're supposed to be here. There we go. But yes, not the first muscle man I've drawn. I have drawn some muscular men before. Just not really a whole lot. And not in any, what do you call it, sexual context. Nah, it's usually always just played up for jokes. Or just to look cool. I don't know. I think I had like one long ago. I've shown you him before, actually. But I've shown you a different one. What was that drawing again? Or where was that drawing again? I know what it is. Is it 44? Ah, yes. With this guy in the back, way over here. Twice now. Muscular. Okay, well, you can't see the abs here. He's too far away. Well, it don't matter. It don't quite matter right now because we're here to draw a different muscular man. One of which who's actually muscular, as opposed to Hughes' bags, who just somehow managed to unlock Ultra Instincts and then get muscles that way. Oh yeah, he came from the Weird Factory, didn't he? It's a shame that I haven't been able to unlock the Weird Factory. It's annoying. I made the Weird Factory. I was expecting for the ROTC cats to open up the portal and say, "Thank you for opening up the Weird Factory. You can come in whenever you want." But they haven't showed up yet. How many creations am I going to have to make that's able to go through different universes until I find one of my creations IRL and then go to it and have my theory proven? It would be nice, though. I would like to meet Luna. Meet my own creations and do more than just meet her. I mean, she'll do more. She's obviously the one who's dominant and will do more, which is fine by me. Are you not in heat anymore, cat? No, you're just in a calm mood right now, so hopefully that sticks. Hopeless? I have no clue. Man, it is freaking hot outside. And unfortunately back to work today, and Jesus Christ is it hot. I can barely freaking breathe in that place. Gotta stand in cool areas so I'm not completely enamored by, what do you call it? Okay, so that was like the plan here, but hold on. Don't deselect it yet. Let me do a little bit of this. And I guess I could try to do a little bit of this as well. Yeah, it's difficult. And with my particular style, it's a tiny bit difficult to make muscular people without having to go resource intensive on like multiple aspects. Yeah, I think that was supposed to be like that, right? A tiny bit, but not too much. I think that's fine. Let me do this side a bit more darker. A bit more. Okay, alright. So I had this, obviously the wound here is getting it's like half healed right now. Right now the wound is in the process of getting completely healed away. I think at this point all my stomach and most of his like organs are like now in their proper position and aren't being strained. As the blemishes on top, the scars are also being disappeared. taken away. Okay, let me try to make this actually a tiny bit darker. God, it's so difficult to make muscular pics. Why is it so difficult to make muscular pics? Also, you don't have nips. That's another thing. Most anime men have no nips. I think there was one instance where Goku had one. But, I think that's the only one that I can think of. Unless they got rid of that as well and I'm misremembering it. Might have been gone in the anime, but that might have been there in a certain something or another. Don't quite really matter too much. The only form of musculars I'm looking for is muscular women. If you know what I mean. Not too muscular. Overtly muscular like you'd see on DeviantArt is a bit too much. There's a fine line between the muscular instance. Isn't that right, Cat? She just has her head over the desk. I'm gonna go ahead and get myself a drink some more. So. Alright, where were we last left off on conversational topics? I got like a lot of I guess I could tell you. I probably already told you, but I'll say it again. Of what I've got left planned for this limitation period, at least. This drawing is like the halfway point drawing and of this segment, and the safer work, of course. Technically, we already got done with the halfway point in the gemstone overview. You have a lot of complex drawing in this segment. I guess the Divya's weakness exposed drawing was pretty complex, and with the background and all the stuff that we added in it. And then there was the gemstone overview, that was also pretty freaking complex. This one is complex as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people to draw. A couple of them aren't that shown, a few I guess. Luna's not that shown as well. There's a lot of people to draw here. And then we've got the Fathomless Cavern drawing coming up quite soon. I don't know how soon. See, I don't know, because when I looked at the drawing of the young All Might with that muscle shape, it had that... Maybe it's not that. Maybe I'll just not do that, and I'll just smear this. Did that smear? I can't tell if it's smearing. I don't know. I don't want to have to redo this again, so I'm just going to have to make do with what I've been given. Wait, I got an idea here. Yeah, because muscles and shading... See, I don't draw muscles that much. The only muscles we've drawn is on arms and legs, but we've never really drawn abs and pecs. Also, I forgot to draw Mikasa's pecs in the second drawing where Luna saved... spoilers for Attack on Titan Season 4, probably like halfway in, where Luna saved Sasha. I forgot to draw Mikasa's pecs. Or abs, I guess, because you don't see her boobs in this one. Mikasa's boob. Abs, damn it! Jesus Christ. God, why is it... I almost named these abs for a second in the layers thing until I'm like, no, those aren't abs. Even though I know they're not abs, and I know it doesn't matter because nobody's going to see them, I'm still going to rename them as pecs, so I know where I'm working on here. God. Alright, I gotta go back to the wound. I mean, the wound at this point is somewhat disappearing, obviously. And then we'll talk about good old-fashioned, full-on healing, man. Doing better than any doctor can. Doctors hate her, and heroes. Here's why. Literally reforms an entire new stomach and heals up the massive wound there. Like, that's a massive wound now shown off as well. Like, I don't know how bad you have to, like, get beaten up for a wound like that to do that. But yeah, All Might got fucked up long ago, and the wound still looks like that ages ago. I mean, I guess since you're still doing like a whole bunch of hero work, of course it would look like that. But don't worry, Luna is here. Have no fear, All Might, for Luna is here for a prize. I imagine many people out there probably want to see a big muscular himbo like All Might in the clutches of Luna. But unfortunately, that is not my type, and I have to implore upon other artists this is their type to do the drawing instead. I will be drawing Miss Joke next. If any of y'all's like her, I mean, I think that's like reasonably the next girl left on the list for like the entirety of the first season. Well, quote unquote, yeah, this is the first season. This is episode 4, and each season is like 6 episodes. Why am I doing 6 in seasons for these miniseries? No clue. Same thing with Pito's Fetish, except that should really just be one full freaking series, but I'm separating it as 4, because, well, let's say it's just like 4 arcs, quote-unquote seasons, seasons. 4 of those, and then an old, oh yeah, wound. Why? I separated the wound color. That's right. Well, anyways, yes, Luna is going in healing. You already know what it looks like in thumbnail, but there's going to be like a whole bunch of like sparkles and a whole bunch of other stuff here, showing that the wound is being healed midway through. I am curious to see what other people's opinions are of this. I know a lot of people aren't really interested in fan art, but I'm sure some people would enjoy seeing All Might being brought back into his prime, even if it is by the hands of a villain. And keep in mind, this is not My Hero Academia OC. Luna is her own thing in her own universe. As I've been shown before with one of the drawings, if I can find it, a cute drawing that I've made with Fade and Luna. Where was it? I don't remember. Was it 45? Here it is. As you can see, Fade, Luna going into the Portals 2 universe. Luna gets around. Luna does get around. I'm sure many people hate her in those universes, for obvious reasons, but she does get around. Giving people some, something to look forward to for certain people and whatnot. Alright, I guess I could probably, I don't know. Because this is your arm where it is, but then again, what pecs here, this would be here. But I have boobs, so I don't exactly have the arms. I crush it, and then it would be cool. No, that's not where pecs would be. Because he's like this, in this particular direction, so you would see the pecs be more like up here, and then there would be just this little amount being shown here. But that's like the perspective we're trying to get across here. And I know I'm not good at perspective, so it doesn't exactly help with me inability to portray perspective. And yes, he is supposed to be up there for comical reasons. It's supposed to be like, those strange, out-of-place anime scenes. Those things. I guess I could talk about that particular subject while we're on it. Any of y'all remember the OG Teen Titans long ago? Which, by the way, apparently Raven and Starfire are around 19 at this point in the comics. So maybe I'll draw them at some point, depending on what they look like in the comics. Might not be the same one as their show. We'll see what happens. I'll have to do more research on it, but it's not like I'm going to be able to draw them immediately. Well, maybe on Patreon. Again, it depends, because I have a certain drawing on Patreon that I have in mind of characters that I haven't drawn yet, going into next month, or this month, actually. Because these are probably going to be posted on that time, right? Well, it depends on how long this takes. Probably isn't going to take too long. I guess it depends. It depends, really. How long will it take to draw all this? I also gotta, watch my orange soda every now and again, because apparently ants are attracted to orange soda. So if I leave it out there for too long and the ants pick up the scent of orange soda, then they'll go on ahead and try to go near it, and then I'm just going to have to deal with ants in my orange soda, and it's going to be wasted. Which is annoying. I might get another can, actually, because I think this one's running out. Such a small amount. But I can't really drink water on its own. It's kind of annoying. I wish I could drink water on its own. I have to get into like a certain level of thirst to enjoy water on its own. And even then the taste would probably deter me from wanting to drink more of it. Only if it's very cold, then maybe it's fine. But I haven't really gotten very cold as of recent. Cat's just sitting there staring at the door right now. What are you staring at the door for, Cat? I barely say this cat's name, as she probably thinks every time I say cat. I see him painting that point, cat. No, she realizes now. She probably thinks her name is Cat now. Is that right, Shade? She didn't even acknowledge me, she just looked at me. I think she's still in heat. That or she's about to get down from it. I don't remember how long it takes for a cat to get out of heat, so hopefully she's getting down from it. I don't need to be dealing with her obsessive meowing while I'm trying to sleep or do other things. I really wish she would understand how annoying that is and how useless that is when there is no male cats around here. Outside of the cats over there, next door. Oops, would that be 5? Ah, yes, 5, I think. I don't know. Alright, go back to hand. Okay, let's see. Not too much. It's hard. I haven't really figured out wrinkles yet. Wrinkles are hard for my style, specifically. My style is usually just lineless, obviously, with the only lines being used being stuff like that, or nose, or in your case, mostly around the eyes and stuff like that. Or the mustache, depending on what kind of mustache it is. Well, if it's like President Mike's mustache, then he had the lines, but if it's like Aizawa, I probably shouldn't mess with this, but I use this grass texture, but smaller. I mean, it's essentially the same thing, right? Oops, bring that to 1, even though I don't think I'm going to need to use that. I don't know what the background is going to be like so far. Holy shit, 40 minutes? It can't be 40 minutes. We only just shaded in these 2 characters. Yeah, he's getting ready to utilize his bandages. Something feels off about the arm, though. Actually, hold on. Yeah, something is a tiny bit off with the arm. Hold on, I can fix that. There we go. Barely moved anywhere else outside of this spot. Bring that back up. Oh, wait, no. 0. God. Okay, that's inverse right now. My brain momentarily forgot how to inverse. I swear, that's so annoying. I wish there was a way I can have it set to where it always resets back to 0, even if I change the number to something else. There probably is. Let me see. Nope, there's nothing. That was the options that you couldn't see that I saw were literally the only other options I had. I don't know what else to talk about. I was talking about something, but then I forgot what it was about. Damn. Well, I guess I'll just go on ahead and just talk about our shading instances here. Go on ahead, try to fix up the shading of the thumb. Well, actually, we should probably get the arm and get most of this part darkened so you can see most of this part. See, this is the issue with my particular style. melding certain layers together without having to actually merge the layers and then do the shading there, and have the shading on both separate ones, is a bit of a pain. You see it here, and you see it... Well, with the pecs, it's supposed to look like that, as well as it can. I'm probably going to adjust those a bit more still. I'm just getting the basic shading that I can get done with. I mean, I guess I could talk about, like, the girls that Luna's going to be going after. We already know that Miss Joke is coming up next quite soon. Bubble Girl is an obvious one, since you all know what happened in that scene. And if you don't know, well, go look it up. I'm sure you can find it. And this time we'll make it right by having Girl do it instead of a guy. Because, you know, girl-on-girl stuff is more hot than that. Also, I usually imagine myself in the girl's position, so it's better that there is no guy there, and it's just the girl doing it to the girl, you know? No, don't. I don't know why I acknowledge... Okay, good. She just stretched and sat back down. The less you scream for a male cat, the better. It's like that meme where there's this... I think it's a girl's, like, doing... It's just like a cropped porn, it is, with a man ignoring her. It's just like a cat doing that, but with no one there. It's like, ow! And there's nothing there on the right side. You need to learn that there's nothing here for you. Wait, no. 5. And I'll do a 0. But, yeah. And Control Z that so I don't have to have that do its thing. How does that look? Okay, we could probably do a little bit of this and then do a little bit of it. I'm still working on trying to get wrinkles to an extent. Like, if you see the wrinkles on your hand, like the basic ones, you got this, and then that right there. That's essentially what I'm trying to, like, replicate to an extent. But I don't really have it down to a science yet. There's still, like, more that needs to be done. Freaking net. My neck. And I'm sitting in this chair for a large majority of the freaking weekend. Just getting my projects finished. Alright, let me try to adjust. Oh, wait. I forgot about your belt. Right, I forgot about this one. The one that is barely shown, but I should still shade it anyways, because obviously it's still something that needs to get done with. Can't forget a single part. Can't let a single thing be unshaded unless it's something like pupils or like eyes, like, you know, like this. And that, technically speaking, because that's just supposed to be shadow shading. Oh god, cat's just sniffing around now. It's only a matter of time before she starts meowing her head off. Well, at least it's not that hot. We're not playing a game right now, we're just focusing on this. But that is liable to change at some point, who knows? Apparently, no. Wait, no, that's fine. Redo. Apparently to fix that W key sticky problem, because right now we're not getting it since we're not using it, and it's also not been pressed at all. Anything outside of, like, naming tonight. Button hasn't been pressed at all. Whoops. But outside of that, like, okay, there is apparently some way to fix it. Something about, like, a damp rag, followed by blowing air underneath it while gently pressing it. I gotta, like, know how to... I gotta, like, use the air can by itself before I try anything. Figure out how it's used, see if there's, like, pressure differentiations if I, like, hold it a certain amount. Because I don't want to frickin' break the thing. That's why I'm getting this done with first, before I decide to do something like that. Despite the fact that if it does somehow manage to break, I'm going to not be able to draw for a while, which is going to suck because there's so much that we have to get done with. And that's not an ideal situation. Better that this thing stays working. Not broken. Alright, wait, no. I could probably, like, adjust your eyebrow a tiny bit more. And your hair a tiny bit more so it's brighter compared to your skin, at least. The problem with most hairstyles in this department, it's hard to get, like, the perfect type of the hairstyle that I want to try to get here. Alright, I guess it's gone easier to get done with ones first. I think Nezu should be easier because he doesn't have too much going on in him layer-wise. Also, I'm on the right layer, right? Head of you, yep. Disappear, reappear. I also have a nice little, like, a nice safer word drawing idea with a Luna Invisible Girl. Luna has the ability to essentially create light holograms of herself. And now if Luna knows of Invisible Girl's, like, face contortions and where all of her, like, body parts are, she would have no problem creating, like, I guess essentially a hologram of what Invisible Girl looks like. Also, I don't know if that was my hair floating around or if that was a moth. No, that was my hair. I see it now. But yeah, she would be able to, like, show everybody what Invisible Girl looks like, which I think would be a wholesome moment. I mean, if y'all don't remember, Luna is a rock star. If I can find where that... Did I kill it? Well, I see a leg, so I got one thing. I think that's a leg. Alright, well, where was it? Where indeed was it? It's an old drawing. No, here it is. Luna's a rock star. Just a different outfit for her. Took a while for me to get to a certain outfit for her at, like, some point. So it would make sense that Luna and Kyoko would rock out together. Both of them in Kyoko's room. Luna gets out a guitar, encourages Kyoko to rock out, because, don't forget, outside of this whole villainous and, weird fetish stuff that Luna does, she's also a rock star, and likes to encourage those who want to be rock stars to also be a rock star. I'm pretty sure you know where that's going to go drawing-wise, depending on... because we're not... The entirety of My Luna Academia works off of all of the seasons that have been happening so far. And how everything is going in a certain order. And we had everything, like, combined in, like, a certain instance. Uwabami, Midnight, and Mount Lady was, like, the first ones drawn for the first, quote-unquote, episode. It's just also a good way to introduce Luna into this universe. And then the next obvious instance that remained was the Pussycat Girls, Mandalay, Pixie Bob, and of course Ragdoll. The whole number one reason for drawing that drawing. I was thinking, we just draw Ragdoll by herself, but you know what? Why don't we drag the other two girls along? Pixie Bob did get a concussion, and it didn't really feel like Mandalay was doing too much, especially compared to what Lynn did. Y'all remember Lynn? I would show you the other drawing of Lynn, but I can show you the original, if I can remember where the hell that was. Where was that, actually? It couldn't have been that long ago, because it was during a time when my effects were, like, starting to take high precedence. Where are you? And I can't find you. No, wait, that's Full Metal Man. Is that when we started doing full-on mechs? Oh, wait, I think this is... here it is. It's Human Splinter. Yes. This is her in her mech suit. You can see Luna in the background, because Luna just gave away her position. But we get to see Lynn's face a couple of times. Once here in her casual outfit. And then we also get to see Mikey and Artie. The face behind the mechs. They're not actual mechs. They're androids. Just like these girls, and just like these girls. And this girl. And then, of course, this girl. We only got like 2 male androids here, though. No, we have more. We have another one. What was his name again? I forgot his name, but it's Luna's sister's co-worker in cooking? It's like if Luna's sister is the cook and is not... Oh yeah, here she is. Luna's sister and her co-worker. Oh wait, there's her name. What was your name again? Okay, she was Irish, right? And you, Rohan? Yes, Rohan, of course. Indeed. More mechs, because why not? I was thinking about doing a crossover drawing with Iris and some of the cooks of most anime. There was Menchi, I remember that much for a fact, and I know there was a few more, but I can't remember. I think Erina was there as well. Just all the cooks, essentially. But yes, Luna has a sister. Surprise, surprise. But if I remember correctly, these two were given life in android form. They were given their souls. Because Luna was meant to be like this quote-unquote sex doll for this one guy, and Iris was meant to be like the cook, soul cook. But they were able to get their own... Oh, I see a moth! A small moth! I couldn't get it. It's so small that I missed it. But they got their like souls in place in their like android bodies. The guy never got a chance to do any harm to them, and yet Luna still does this. I think Luna still enjoys doing this because it's just what she's enjoyed. She's like, yeah, I was supposed to be made for this, but I still enjoyed either way, as well as doing rockstar stuff. But Iris just went on ahead and did cooking, but to like, to feed people. I mean, technically, yes. Atomic manipulation, you don't necessarily need to cook anything. It's just for those who enjoy the process of cooking. Because with atomic manipulation, so long as you have the schematics, the compound structure for what you need to make certain types of food, so long as you have that, you will be able to just, with the press of a button, make the food you want cooked instantly. Which is really useful in terms of, like, if you're hungry, just press a button and boom. Of course, you probably still have to, like, worry about watching your weight and all that stuff. And this one's going to be a bit difficult because the nose is on its own layer. I guess what I could do... What the hell? Okay, that was weird. I pressed E and opened up Edit. I think the Alt was still in effect. Yeah, I could do that. Let me see. Let me move you over here. Let me delete more of you if I can. No. What is that button again? V. Got it. Okay. V. I don't know if I'm actually deleting it. But no, that's not it. You know what? I guess that's fine. That's where it needs to be. Only instance where I'd ever draw Recovery Girl. I don't really have, like, any attachments to her. I will be sad if she dies, obviously, because she's a sweet old lady. But I don't really have, like, any other reason to draw her outside of just shoving Luna's ability to heal up completely in her face. She's probably intrigued, like, she chose to be a villain despite the fact that she has these particular types of healing abilities? I think I was supposed to, like, have that, let's just imagine that she's just adjusting her glasses here. Like, if she want to be like, oh, I see, her whole helmet has to move. Yes, I see, as my helmet moves back and forth. I don't know, I'm doing generic old lady voice. No, that's not generic old lady voice. Generic old lady voice is something along the lines of this. Somewhere, I don't think I have it. Whatever I used to have that old lady who got completely wrecked by life in that bedpan in that one episode. Coincidentally enough, it was in another My Hero Academia-esque drawing, despite the fact that it was more tongue-in-cheek, or literally tongue-on-tongue. And no, it's not that kind. It's on YouTube, so obviously it's a safe for work drawing. Freaking perverts out there throwing freaking... Ew. She's 16! Wait, how old is... Wait, let me check. Ah, she's 16! I can't do a different first voice. I think it was like, Vanessa! When I was just trying to remember Vanessa's name in Nova Guardian. Nah, I still can't get his voice right. You know... Did I kill it? I don't think I did. Or if I did, it went down my shirt. I don't know if that was that. Oh, these stupid insects. They need to understand that humans are able to myrtleize them. If you were an insect and you were going into a human's domain, wouldn't you try everything within your power to avoid them at all costs? You would think. You would think. But nope, these guys aren't smart enough, apparently. First time. Got a tiny bit left in there. Alright, here's another person I don't think I would have ever drawn. Like, there hasn't been, like, much instances lately where I've been able to just draw one person. Like, in my mind, if I have the ability to draw multiple different people in a drawing, to showcase as much of them as I can, I'll do it. Even though most people wouldn't, like, have that process in their minds. They're like, alright, I just want to draw this one person, and that's it. I'm like, and I could draw this one person, but also I can draw this one. Or this one. It could have just been Luna and All Might. But my brain was like, no, I like the idea of having most of the other cast behind, like, look at what's going on. I'm only grabbing the ones that matter, like, a little bit. I'm pretty sure there's more within the room that's happening here. Let's just say that they're behind the camera or something. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen this show. And I don't exactly remember what everything was going down in this particular room. And you know the room, the one we were doing like conference stuff in or something. I don't know, maybe Nezu's office. We'll see. We'll see how much space there is in both rooms, and then we'll decide accordingly. So yeah, that's right, that's connected. Arg, so ye be connected. I see. Well, that's fine. Because that's supposed to be connected. Oh, apparently that's also connected. I didn't realize that. Hold on, where am I? Yep, that is connected. Okay. That's fine, too. Alright, I'll make this one tiny bit brighter, maybe? Can we even see it? Yeah, you can somewhat see it. That's probably way brighter, but it's fine, because this part here has to be shown. Got it! I love this piece of crap over here. See what I mean? Stupid insects? And you would think that the stench of death would expel all insects. Nope. They're ballsy enough to be like, it happened to them, it won't happen to me. And then they die. Because they're too stupid to realize that this is not their domain, and they shouldn't be in this domain. Also, I think that actually needs to be one layer down. I'll go and adjust that. Hiccups when I'm working on it. Okay, here we go. I figured out a certain way to somewhat stop hiccups. Just gotta, like, move your heart. I don't know, it's like... I feel like I'm able to pump my own heart. If that's what it feels like I'm doing. Like, you have, like, convulsion in chest manually, and it's just like... I don't want to do it too much because I know it does start to hurt if you do it too much. And I was, like, doing, tick stuff. Those annoying ticks that just come up as soon as my brain is like, remember this? Do this now. Yes, do it now. But I think I should be fine. So long as I just don't mess with anything. Anyways, back to, whatever we were talking about. I'm sure we were talking about something. Also, that's in the right direction, right? Yeah, that's inwards. Arg, that do be inwards, but I don't know if I need this to be higher. This probably does need to be higher, actually. Hold on. Quick adjustment. Right about here. Grab this E. And there we go. Simple, right? I guess that's the one good thing about my particular style. Well, I say simple, but there's still a few things that I should probably do to adjust this accordingly as such. Having it up there does work. See? Adjust things that way, delete layer, redo, no, fill subpath, there we go, and boom. I'm sure there's actually more that I can do here. Hold on, actually, I probably can do more here. Because that's all in that direction. Another insect, another challenger approaches. Yeah, something like that. To an extent, we can do that, but we have to still adjust it either way, or else it's just going to look strange and off. But as I was saying before, that's the one good thing about my particular style. If a certain thing is like off somewhere, shape, or form, all I gotta do is go into my paths, adjust it accordingly, delete the old thing if I have to, or delete part of it, as you've seen multiple times with All Might's something there. I don't know, I'm not going to scroll all the way over there and zoom out. And, there's a lot of stuff. The style is still useful, though. While there are some things that are a little bit more difficult to get because I don't have, the best way to, draw them properly, there's still a few things that this style is good at. That, if I were to somehow, go to a tablet for some things, I would probably still use the mouse and keyboard for outline stuff, and then I would go to the tablet to get, certain styles in there just so that I can, go on. Assuming I can get my hands on a drawing tablet, with everything being as expensive as it is now, especially with technology and a few dumbasses out there who are trying to do something with it. What was it? Crypto stuff? Is that still a thing? I vaguely remember it being crashing. I was never a part of that. You think I would be a part of that? I don't know the first thing about that nonsense. My main focus is just creating. I don't need to have all my focus be moved over to something that requires way more knowledge to do properly. Sure, those who were in it before made a crap ton of money, but you really have to, put a lot of your eggs in that basket in hopes that the golden rabbit comes to steal those eggs, and then shit golden eggs that are worth more. It's either going to be golden eggs, or it's going to be shit. You could get rabbit shit in your basket, and then the value is decreased. Unless you were to take it over to some garbage company or whatever, I don't know. Alright, time for midnight. So, first off, I was planning on drawing Midnight with her, quote-unquote, casual wear, but I was getting vague recollections of, this little, filler, I guess, somewhat, where All Might was role-playing as the villain, and the kids were trying to, locate him, and then they were doing some mystery stuff because All Might was dead. But, apparently it turned out All Might wasn't dead, he was playing dead, and he escaped from the scene of the crime, and then the kids lost, and Bakugo was angry, and Midnight was pretty hot in that outfit that she was wearing, but I don't think she was wearing that in these scenes. It's been a while. And I don't quite remember. Either way, it's nice to draw Midnight again. All of her color scheme is still there, which is great. Means I don't have to, focus. The only color schemes who weren't there was President Magnezu, and Izawa, and then Recovery Girl. But All Might was already there thanks to that previous episode. Well, not previous episode in YouTube, but the previous episode of My Own Academia. You know what I'm talking about. Matter of fact, I could probably go into the Art Time thumbnail and tell you what number that. Yeah, it's episode 32. Episode 32 of Art Time, a two-parter right there. Also, y'all liking that new Art Time look? going to go on ahead to the thumbnail and show you what it looks like. See, we got this up here, the episode count, the part number over here. If it's one part, it still says 1 regardless of there being only one part. And then there's art time. I was trying to figure out where to put this. It could have either gone here or up here, but it couldn't go here because we didn't want to block their face. Usually the logos are located... What's a good one? What is a good one where... yes. Usually located right up here. And you probably can't see it from afar, but you got a whole bunch of scribbles here. Oh, also, it's transparent, so you can still see some stuff in the background. That star's not a part of the logo. Although, I guess, that does look kind of cool, even though if it is off the area. Yeah, you got the outlines here for the art time symbol. Mock brain horror, sci-fi. I guess fantasy is somewhat incorporated in some instances here. Destruction, gold, grass, water, underwater stuff, a lot of stuff. Just little doodles, because why not? I thought it was a nice idea to have doodles in the book instead of it just being a plain old book. I thought it was pretty neat. You don't really need to see all of that stuff there. It's just that you probably can't even see it. It probably just looked like a whole bunch of scribbles to y'all. But it's fine, because to me, that's what it looks like. And now you guys get to see what it looks like here. Doodles and stuff. All that. Wait, where's the mask? There it is. I might need to go and procure more orange soda, despite the fact that that's probably going to keep me up tonight. It's extremely hot out, and having more something to drink, something at least, is what I want. I'm most like when I'm done with this, I'm probably gonna sit back with a nice slice of cake, water, and watch Markiplier in the recent Devour video. That's what I'm probably gonna do. I'm hoping this doesn't take too long. So far, we're a little over an hour in. There's only a few more characters. There's a Shade, working on one of them right now, midnight. I wonder if I can use Luna to do other things later on in the universe. I did have this one instance, I guess I can talk about it, where we're going to have, you know that reporter girl who was just screwing over Toga? Well, we're going to go ahead and have, Luna save her ass, but she's a villain, so she's going to get the worst treatment. Obviously. I feel like at that point it says, surely she knows well enough to stay away from Toga with that, well, spoilers for Season 5, end of Season 5, I guess, that new ability she has. Insane, right? But I doubt she can utilize all of them. It would be nice to see if Toga could become a hero. I don't know, I feel like if she were to hang out with Uraraka a whole bunch, she might mellow out a bit. I feel like if Uraraka would just allow Toga to indulge in her blood, she would be mellowed out and would just hang around her, probably even help out. Who knows? I mean, if for some reason the League of Villains were to ever be completely eliminated, which doesn't seem like it's going to be the case, because, that seems like the main... I don't even think they're the League of Villains anymore, I don't remember. But if there was ever a reason for that entire group to come out, maybe Toga could be reformed. Maybe. Potentially. If a gentle criminal could potentially get some reformation, turn into a hero, which I don't know when we're going to see that, because that doesn't seem likely. I mean, surely they'll have some reference to that, right? Right? I don't know. And then we're waiting for Season 6 to come out for Toonami, at least. But with the way things are going, that's a bit worrisome at the moment. Right now we got multiple reruns coming in. Shenmue's rerunning again. Not again. Shenmue's rerunning. towards the back end of the block. And then, Attack on Titan Season 4 is rerunning. I don't really want to watch that because I don't know where it's rerunning at, but I don't want to witness that nonsense happen again. You know the nonsense? I say screw the original timeline, I'm sticking to the new one. The new one that's going to be happier and everyone's going to be nice. Well, not nice. They're going to be the same, but they're going to be in a nicer spot. That's the word I'm looking for. Not nice, they're going to be in a nicer spot. Not having to worry about people who want them dead. You know how bullshit that is? An entire dumbass group over here just going ahead and trying to get the world to want to just destroy an entire group of people. I've said this before, it's completely freaking racist. No matter what the ancestors did in the past. You do that shit and giving people many problems and hard times, you're a douchebag. I could understand, like, okay, spoilers, obviously, for the end of the second part of the season finale. Remember when season finales used to be finale? I remember. But spoilers towards the end of the second part. I kind of understand Aaron's decision for committing full-on genocide of the entire world. There's really not a whole lot of options to be able to make sure that your entire group of friends stay safe and not have to fear for their lives outside of killing everyone. Which is why there's a certain plan I have in mind, but I'm not going to say it yet, even though it seems pretty freaking obvious what it is. And I mean, we're really like in the first phase here. The first phase started already, but that's all I'm going to say. I mean, you on the YouTube aren't going to have any freaking clue as to what I'm talking about. But you on DeviantArt, you will understand. You will understand. And you will probably be like, oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense, given the options before us. But yes, there are things that can happen here. I'm curious to see how the original timeline is going to end, but I've got my own timeline to change up, with Luna as the center point. And that's the only hint I'm going to give you. Even though that's probably the biggest hint here. As soon as I'm done shading in the characters, I'm going to go get myself a drink. More drink. Orange soda gone. I gotta go off of nothing for the time being until, you know. What was that? She just had her paw like this, like he curved this way, like this, and just like this. After licking herself. Poke. Oh, so you're not worrying now, huh? You about to get out of heat, or you're just in a lull where the heat put on pause, and then once the heat's like, alright, time to activate again, you're gonna start worrying again, right? Right, cat? What are you looking at? I'm sure she's still in heat. It's only been like, what? 5 days, almost 6 maybe? Doesn't it usually last for like a week or something? The most annoying week. I probably could just do some math here. Googling. Well, if Google freaking loads, because apparently now it's not. There we go. How long do cats stay in heat? 7 days. Okay, so she's getting close to the end. Although it can range from 1 to 21 days. What? For a short period of time. For a short period of time, but it can range from 2 to 9. Okay, I don't know what that is. I don't know what the hell that is. Don't matter right now. I don't even know why I have that open. The rest of the images here, because I drew everybody I needed to draw. I'm wondering if I should make this into a 2-parter though, because obviously it's only been an hour and 13 minutes, and there's only 2 more people to shade in. Aizawa was going to be pretty easy. Well, almost 2. I mean, let me just get these parts done with first. And after that, I got a texture. Let me try that. Yeah, that's the thing about most hairstyles here. It's hard to get the layers if it's like two different, or hard to get the shading right if it's two different layers. Yeah, plus this is white, so it's a lot more difficult to shade in without it being too shaded, you know? Alright, this is the part. This is the part I gotta adjust. Where the hell am I? Where's the arm? Here? Ah, here it is. Okay, just put that above that, and there we go. Okay. I don't know what to talk about. I'm tired as hell. I think I only got like around 2 hours of sleep here. Not 2, 8. Oh, there she goes again. Frickin' Christ. She doesn't understand that that's annoying and not working. That's a tactic that doesn't work. Proven time and time again, nothing's occurred every time you do that. This cat don't understand. She's too persistent for no reason whatsoever. Alright, let's see. I'm having Luna focus mostly on heroes and villains at the moment. I might have her go after civilians at some point, maybe the MILFs of most of Class 1A's mothers. Most of them. I don't know if we see all of them. We have no idea if we can see all of them. I don't know what to talk about. I'm tired of now. I have topical discussions. That's the thing with it. I guess I could probably go for a weird story, but I don't want to go too hectic without like some form of a drink. So I guess we'll just take it easy, you know? Oh, we can go down a bit more. Better to take it easy anyways until we get more drinkage. The background isn't going to be too difficult, so I might be able to do this in the same video. We'll see. You'll know because you have the timer to look at. You will. You have time to look at. This is apparently broken on my YouTube for some reason. Like, the line, like, sometimes disappears. Mobile. And I wonder if it's... No, it can't be. That'd be a stupid reason if they did that. They're like, well, you're using ad blocker, huh? So we're going to go on ahead and make this be not as effective. It's kind of dumb. If you're constantly shoving ads in people's face, they're going to try to find ways to remove it. I'm not really too sure if that's where I want Midnight's head to be, but yeah, I couldn't really figure out a better spot to put it. That actually looked alright. Does this one need to be lighter a bit? Kind of. Adjustments shall be made when time comes. I'll try my best to do a little bit more adjustment where I can, but at the moment, it's the best that we've got to work with. Alright, I'll do you next. A little bit easier. I can't imagine how annoyed Aizawa is with Luna, considering how, like, emotionless he is half the times. Tired and emotionless. You can relate to him, because we're all tired. We're all so freaking tired. Get away with sleeping on a job. Don't know how. Donald enters caterpillar mode. But when it's time to go into action, he springs into action, that's for certain. So at least there's that. I imagine some days he just wants to stay asleep. Sleep in. Then most people in Japan get to sleep in, because I know there's like this crazy work ethic thing they've got going there. Look, folks, in any laborious work instance, this is where all my work ethic goes into. Not none of this nitty-petty labor nonsense, nah. I like creating. I am better at creating than I am at doing any laborious tasks. For obvious reasons. Who the hell would want to frickin' stand around all day on a vibrating platform, pressing buttons and moving certain products around so it doesn't get, like, destroyed by certain things? Who would want to do that for a living, Oh, wait, no, that was fine. It's just so tiresome. It's boring, doing it 8 hours a day, you know? It shouldn't have to be like that. We should be able to do whatever the hell we want. It'd be nice if we can have, like, robots doing most of it anyways. I think the one major thing people don't understand with automated jobs is, like, all the jobs are automated, then what reason is there for us to, like, use money as a system? All the robots are doing the things. They're self-sustaining themselves. So long as we don't give them sentience to want to overthrow us, and the robots just keep doing, like, if they don't have sentience, and they just have simple controls telling them, do this if you see this, or that, or do that if you see this, or that, and you do all these advanced tasks in this particular motion. If we had that occur, at least for the more laborious jobs that we don't really like, if we have robots in customer service and we had no people. Because then that would mean that there's no reason to have money anymore, because every single job is automated. I guess, you probably would still need to have farm hands there, here and there, to ensure that the cows aren't completely and utterly depressed with the metal owners that they have, I guess. But there would be very niche jobs, and that there'd be no reason for money at that point. Would they have any understanding as to be like, okay, well, there's no need for money, but then how are you going by to say, dude, don't make it free then? Just make it free, or make a different currency system off of, like, hobbies and stuff, like art or something. Like, the more art somebody puts out, whether it be like games, drawings, videos, or music, or whatever, shows and stuff like that, give them currency, like entertainment currency in Luna's universe. Precisely. I guess technically, yeah, automated everything, but people still want to have some form of currency to make it feel like it's whatever, socialism, communism, or whatever the fuck thing it is that wants to remove money and not have to have people do a constant amount of work, which I don't think communism or socialism is, but I don't know shit about that, so I don't really have much of a say in that. All I'm saying here is that life should be us pursuing our hobbies and doing what we want to do. Not what we have to do to survive, to get the money to be able to live in the house. That's what I would like, with no other consequences or nothing like that. Everything automated, atomic manipulation full in effect. Literally no need to worry about exhausting resources because there's atoms aplenty in the world. I'm sure there are some atomic molecules that requires more than, like, 2 of a certain atom, or, like, I don't know, it depends. But there's a lot of nuances when it comes to atomic manipulation, and I don't know the fine instances or examples of it. And now she's back to scratching that. I just want to keep doing this for the rest of my life. Creating, not only drawing, but making games. Why the hell would I want to just go to a normal job and be miserable? Now, I'm more happy when I'm drawing, creating, making my own worlds, making my own stories, doing what I want to do. But no, all the people who are stuck in their position be like, these kids have no work ethic, they just want to play, they do this and do a little hip-hop nonsense. Like, what do you expect, bro? Life shouldn't be all about work. Life should be pursue your goals in life and have fun. Creating is what I want to do. And it's what I am technically doing, but it's very limited thanks to work. So if there was a way I can make even more money off of my own creations, I would like that. Patreon is decent, but at the current point in time where money is, barely anybody can have any disposable income thanks to nonsense happening overseas. All it is just a whole bunch of crazy dictators causing these problems for all of us. Nobody freaking learns their lessons for the first few dictators that we've had to deal with, and now we have to keep dealing with more of them. I don't know if he's a dictator or not. I don't care enough. All I know is I want him dead so that we can go back to somewhat normalcy. And even if we can go back to somewhat normalcy, it's probably going to take ages before we can. It really does feel like the end of the world keeps on getting closer and closer the more bullshit occurs. Too many innocent people are getting killed out there today. It's annoying. Wish it would stop. I mean, yes, the demon side of me are like, yes, go extinct. Prove that you're a worthless race that can't do shit but kill each other. But the emo side of me is depressed. Although the demon side is also like, fuck you guys for messing with the life. You're messing with the life to get the happiness. Goth side is probably like, I'm very depressed that I can't get the happiness, but I'm still remaining optimistic because the depression is where the emo side is, which makes sense. I guess that would be like in the middle of the emo and goth side. And the succubus, well, she's just enjoying looking on all the art of girls getting it. And the goth is envious of it. I've told you about this before. The concept of what could be multiple personalities if like certain spectrums and aspects were to go into position. I don't know if that actually is a thing. It would be cool though. It would be cool if the personalities were able to take form. I would let the goth side take over any day. Hell, probably get me more tail than my regular side right here, my neutral side. All 4 personalities combined. You see, these personalities that we have, it's really just moods, but the moods do change our personality a bit, even if we are still the same person. We get really angry and we lash out, so that's because the anger side, or in my case, the demon side, came out. We got like, would it be like considered happiness, sadness, anger, and lust? Of course, I have it backwards because this is mirrored, but I think the goth side is like happiness, but also some form of lust. There's envy there as well. Envious of seeing all the girls having fun with other girls when she wants to also have fun with other girls. Demon side is full of wrath. Succubus and goth are definitely lust. I don't know if they're sloth. I haven't really had too many lazy days. Every day's just been work, doing something. Oh, that's weird. Hold on. Was that deleted? No, I can't. Oh, no, why is this? What happened here? Why are you like that? I don't remember you being like that. Well, that's fine. There we go, I think. I don't know, actually. Some of it was deleted, mayhaps. No clue. I gotta say, though, I definitely do like how the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood conversation here. I did like how it all ended in the instance. We get to see Winry as an adult now, and I think Ed I think he has to be an adult, right? Is he? Is Al an adult at that point? I'm sure he is. I'm sure his body was still aging. He must have been, right? Yeah, because when he came back, he looked completely different than what he looked like the first time. So yes, it was still aging. You know, I was honestly surprised that he got his body back at the end. I mean, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Part of me was thinking, what if he doesn't get his body back and it's just like that the whole time? But no, he did. He did get his body back. And it was nice to see. It's a shame Ed lost the ability to do alchemy, but it was worth it in the end. I do wonder if there would be a way for him to get that ability back, say if the old man, who's still the Fuhrer right now, taking back his position because the current one dead. Because he's old, he won't back soon. He's like, you know what? Ed has done so much for us throughout the entirety of that homunculus nonsense. On my last day, I'll allow him to get his door of truth back, and I will help the boy go far without me. But would Ed allow for it? I mean, he's close to death at that point, right? He's old age, he's going to kick buckets soon. He's like, my gift to you is I'm going to give your alchemy back. Everything is set, come on. This is an offer you can't refuse. I want to help you. My life is already about to be forfeit, why the hell not? And it would be like, just make me a promise to never open up the thing. I'll be watching. Oh yes, I'll be watching your career. I'll be watching every moment. And you know he would do that too. I'll be watching every moment of your life. Yes, even that one boy with your wife. Who I'm assuming they are wives, the husband and wife at that point, because the end cutscene has them showing kids. Should I make this bigger? I feel like this is not as big as it should be. It could be bigger. I'm gonna make this bigger, actually. But you know he would do that. You know he would. And every time Edward goes and be like, he feels a shiver down his spine. He's like, that old man, he's watching us. I just know it. Dad, this wasn't a gift. This was a curse. And then he's just sitting there with the truth, the so-called God, laughing, and he's like, you know, I wasn't too sure about this, but I was happy that you came along. I'm having a whole lot of fun with you in this instance. It's like, oh yes, I'm glad you're here too. It would be boring otherwise if I was the only one here. And then they just laugh and just, I don't know. It's just a funny little thing to think about, even though it's something that is not going to happen, because you know how Ed is. He wouldn't like that. What are you mulling at? There, headphone increased, and you know what? I'm going to increase this a tiny bit as well. This is only one layer too. See what I mean? The good thing about my particular art style and all the outline stuff here is that if I make a tiny mistake, even though I have to delete every single instance, if I were like, okay, let's say, oh man, I put you in the wrong skew. Oh, I gotta go on ahead, delete all of this, and then skew you in the other way. That would be a pain in the ass, but it would be better than having to redraw it because everything is still there. All I gotta do is rotate. Wait, I'm not done with the skin yet. Anywho's in wits, yeah. Yeah, it's, part of me was wondering, like, what if we would have Luna go in and, you know, get at his arm or leg back, and then owl his body back with atomic manipulation. Like I said before, she does have the ability. She's doing it right now with All Might's wound, giving him his stomach back and changing all the other stuff. That's why this guy looks, like, surprised, baffled, uncertain of what the hell's going on. I was trying to get like this, you know, the One Piece eye pop meme. Somewhat, not too much. I wanted to keep it still realistic, but I did want to have somewhat of a reference to that. And I feel like he'd be the kind of person to do that too. And especially when a moment occurs where you're like, what? Excuse me? You did what now? And he would just keep thinking that, because he would be thinking that they're in a fever dream right now. All Might's fully healed, being chased around, like the number one hero being chased around by, the story's already out, so I can say this. The number one hero being chased around by this pink android girl, and All Might just making this Johnny Bravo scream. It would be embarrassing, but you know what? It's a good win, because in the end, he'll turn out fine, slightly embarrassed, but he's now back to his prime. I'm sure that some villain would be like, you stop us? You couldn't even stop a pink... What the fuck? How did you do that? I'm all tied up? What? Well, I can't touch something... I can't stop something I can't touch. I can still stop low-life villains like you. Trust me, do not underestimate that woman. As All Might shivers. And then he's like, off I go! And giving him more hero time. I would have to imagine, though, that at some point he would still probably retire, allow for, what's his name to be, because, what's his name again? Endeavor? I think that's his name. He would still allow for Endeavor to become the #1 hero, and his main reason will be because he can't stop Luna, but he will still help out every now and again. But because he can't stop Luna, he doesn't have the right to call himself the #1 hero, despite the fact that Luna isn't necessarily causing any problems for the people, more so just the heroes and some villains. Not Toga yet, because... Well, actually, hold on. Let me double check. I think she's still 18, right? Oh, 17, I mean. Let's see. Yeah, 17. So yeah, she's not of age yet. So until that part comes in whatever season, we're gonna leave her untouched. There's only like 2 villains that I know of that we can have Luna go after. Well, 2 female villains. There's a decent amount of male villains out there, but we're only focusing on the female villain. And I haven't watched the movie. I don't think I'll be able to ever get a chance to watch the movie. I'm sure there's a female villain in there. I'm sure there's a female hero that we can utilize there. Who knows? But the only 2 villains we can use is La Brava, because believe it or not, she's like 23. As a matter of fact, yeah, there we go. She just shows me immediately age. Let's see. No, 21. Now 22. No. 21 when she was first introduced in the series, now 22. I wonder if that means that she's back in season 6 now. Yeah, 22. So yeah, 22, I was close. One age off, which is fine because that's the 20s and not the 18s, thank freaking God. And then there's that blue reporter chick. Those are the only villains we can have, villains. Yeah, there's only female villains, I meant to say, that we can have Luna go after. I like the idea of Luna just like taking La Brava and Gender Criminal out and telling the heroes that they wanted to be heroes once before, so she's going to go on ahead and take them down the Reformation path and let them be heroes. And even take the hero test exam and all that stuff. But of course, Luna will obviously administer punishment. La Brava and General Criminal would be separated, but they would both be getting it. I would only be drawing La Brava, but I would encourage anyone else to draw Gentle Criminal if they want to. I don't care. It's my character, and I say you can draw her doing stuff to other guys, because there's only a set few that I might want to do, but there's only like a handful, literally. So you, the artists out there who are potentially watching this art stream, now have the encouragement to draw that. Or draw La Brava. I don't know. I'm going to be drawing La Brava soon anyways, but it's not going to be until a little while longer. Still got to go through a few other things first in between then and there. I don't quite remember, because I didn't set up like season 2 of either my Luna Academia and Luna v Titan. I don't have those set up yet. Like, at what, like, limitation period and what I can draw in that particular limitation period. It's probably going to be separated by 2 limitation periods. Maybe 3, or I guess it depends. I think there might be a lot of normal safe for work drawings in the first 3 instances of Season 2 of Luna v Titan. If I remember correctly, because yeah, we do like 3 episodes. That means like some of the, I might want to have some of the normal art fill up, because I have another, next limitation period, I have an idea to draw Goth Noelle again, Noelle Silva, with Nero trying out Goth and Mimosa holding on to Noelle's old goth outfit with you know that kind of face where they're like this tilted head, kind of like this. I'm not doing this like fully, not like the actual thing. Whoops. Sweat drop, kind of like this, nervous smile or something. That's the kind of face I think Mimosa would have. And it would make sense, because I think dialogue-wise I had the idea of Noelle saying, you wouldn't do this kind of stuff. This isn't your kind of, like, stuff anyways, or something like that. And Mimosa would probably be like, yeah, if you didn't do this first, I probably would have went down this route as well. Who knows? Goth Mimosa. Now that's a strange one. With Noelle, it kind of makes sense, and I don't know why. Also, I can't... What direction do I want to take the shading here? Bright? Maybe? I don't know, because your hair's not bright. Your hair is more orange-esque. Orange-esque yellow, not orange-esque. Like, yellow-orange. I'm looking at a picture of you right now, and I'm seeing yellow-orange. Pale yellow, kind of. Apparently, he's playable in that one My Hero Academia game. I tried it before. It was meh. I didn't really like it that much. I feel like they could have done way better with that game. Like, do I even still have it on here? I bought it for the Switch. Let me check. It's been a while since I've played this. Let me access my all softwares. Yeah, what was it called again? My Hero One's Justice. Yeah, that's what I got. Not a really good first impression. Not good. Not what I would say really good. I don't think I would ever be able to get back into that, because I had like a very bad first impression with it. Like, seriously, I feel like they could have done a little bit better gameplay-wise. They could have done a little bit better gameplay-wise. Maybe add more moves or in combos or something like... I don't know. And I can't exactly say 100% for a fact. Another insect I just killed. I don't know what the hell that was, but I'm going to crush it with my thumb and ring finger and wipe its corpse onto the floor. Or remains, its little bits of corpse onto the floor. Another insect dead. This is what I hate about the summertime. Too many freaking insects waltzing in. Just checking over here, making sure there's no ants going near this. Oh, I'm seeing something here. I'm gonna kill it just in case. Oh yeah, that was a moth. It looks like a moth. Corpse looks like a moth. Alright, good. Mini moth kill. That giant moth is still around here somewhere. Or it left. Probably left. Or you killed it. Did you kill the moth? She's shaking her head no, but her eye says yes. I don't even know if you heard her shaking her head. Yeah, as I was saying before, wasn't a good first impression of that game. I'm sure if you were to like play it a bunch and like get used to how things work, it would like be good, but I didn't really like it that much. I think like the only good anime game that I have played was like Attack on Titan game. There was like 2 of them. What the hell is this bug? What is this giant-ass ant doing here? Congratulations, you've earned death. Welcome to death, my friend. Now I gotta wipe up your corpse. And it's like the ants were like... Oh, more death. The ants here trying to go for the orange silver. So, hey, get away from its corpse. We're like, there's a lot of deaths happening in this area. We need to send a giant warrior ant in here to take care of it. And it literally just got one shot. They sent in their best warrior, and they got one shot. Like, what were these fools thinking? Hundreds of your ants dying out in the area, and you think the best thing to do is to send a warrior ant? I wonder if the warrior ant sent out a signal like, blah! And the other ants are like, holy shit, whatever the fuck is in that region, it killed our warrior ant viciously. I have to imagine, right? They have to have that kind of signal to like send out. Their body's still twitching. They're probably sending a signal to the Queen right now saying, "The area here is guarded by a giant. It kills you in one hit. This is not worth it. Whatever's in this region, it's not worth it." As it dies out, slowly stops twitching. Muffled by a paper towel as it's sent in the trap zone. I'm sending you to the trap zone, Jimbo. But yeah, hopefully that means that the little ants will stop coming here because the warrior ants died. Or if they send like a few more big ants in and like, okay, one ant wasn't enough, how about 5? One giant box capable of dealing with 5 ants, the size of like right here? That would send a freaking message. These fools just don't seem to understand. So I'm hoping that killing a whole bunch of their warriors will send it in their heads and avoid this area at all times. I mean, that's what you gotta do. You gotta just kill a bunch of ant corpses. If you can gather them up and put them within a jar that has airflow so the stench goes out, just so you don't have a whole bunch of corpses all over the place. And then you just have the warrior ants come in, kill them, put them in a jar, and they'll know that, yes, whatever is here is killing large insects, and is doing so without any problems. We are the insect kill after all. I mean, you helped me detect that big ant. I would have never have noticed its position. You see another one? Nope. Oh, you're going to go into warfare, aren't you? Yeah. I'm hoping that the death of that warrior ant will stop those ants coming in. I think that was a warrior ant, right? I'm going to look it up. Warrior ant. No, that's not a warrior ant. That's an army ant. No, that's not it. Big black ant? Blank. I said black ant. Carpenter ants? What? Was that a carpenter ant? Hold on. Carpenter ant. No, that doesn't. I do kind of look like that. What do they do? Okay, so apparently so what, are you trying to tell me there's a colony in the wood here somewhere? Do I have to go on ahead and just open up one of my wood stuff and just start slaughtering an entire colony with my ginormous insect killer box? Is that what I gotta do? They created a colony and they picked the wrong house, fool! And now they're gonna die. Most likely. I mean, that was a pretty big ant, too, so who knows? It could have been a carpenter ant looking for a new home. But maybe with the death of that carpenter ant, it'll dissuade any more ants from trying to make a home in here, so that helps, I guess. Way more ants to die. I've got my box of death over here, ready and willing to mortalize more ants as they come in. There can only be one ant in this place. And I've staked claim to it. Right, we're almost done with the shade. We're not almost, but we're getting close to being done. You gotta wonder what goes through the insects' minds when they walk into areas like this. What are you doing? What's on the door? You're sniffing the door for no reason. Just double checking this orange soda here. Should definitely try to get myself another thirsty right over here. We're almost done with the shading part. Man, 2 hours for this for just shading all these characters in. And with some distractions, but even though I probably would just save like, what, 5 minutes off? So even then, it's not a whole lot of time being shaved off. She's sniffing a whole bunch of stuff on the floor. Are you locating insects? Is that another insect? Hey, look, it's a spider. Let's kill it with the insect coming box, shall we? The small one, too. Leave your corpse there for all the other insects to know that, yes, a spider died here, too. Your predator dies here as well. Everyone dies here. Even a black wasp. I think it was a black hornet. We had a black hornet wander in here once, somehow. Well, yeah, I know how. There's a freaking hole in the window that we patched up now, so maybe that won't be an issue anymore. Oh, I hate this room, and I hate this house. And we say we've been trying to move for ages, but apparently it's very difficult to move with 2 pit bulls and with everything as it is right now. Why is it like this? Why does life have to be like this? Things are just becoming more and more difficult to live in places. And these idiots jacking up these prices are like, why nobody move into my house? My house is good. It's a good price for what's going on. Be like, I can't afford it. You realize that none of us can afford that right now. The only one who can afford it are those who are already endowed with a shite ton of money. And it's like, and he has his house built in an area where there's nobody with that amount of money to be able to live in there. And those who do have that amount of money are probably like residing in a completely different area of the state, of the country. These guys just, some of them are dense. Some of them are dense. Raising up prices to live in a house. It really is annoying when you think about it. I would like to at some point be able to own my own house, if that is even going to be possible. I would say the only way I could own my own house is if one of my series were to get picked up by a big animating studio, and I get famous off of that, make more series, and then have enough money to get my own house. And even then, I still don't think that would be enough. Because by the time I do get to that point, everything will still be even more expensive. Be like, I finally got enough passive income to be able to afford living in this place. Which is probably at this point like, what, $1,000 a month maybe? Is that it? Outside of like, bills and all that stuff. I don't know. I haven't really figured out like all of that nonsense. You're like, I have enough to be able to live here. $1,000 a month. Yep. We'll use an example. What? It went up to 10,000? But that makes no sense. This place, this world, these humans. Ugh, that would be annoying if that occurs. Yay, we finally got enough money to buy our own house. What? It's now more expensive than it was the first time we were planning on buying it? It didn't get cheaper? Well, what the fuck, man? How did it get more expensive? The house was literally just staying there the entire time. Nothing's happened. Nobody's even rented it throughout all the years that it's been non-rented. And it turns out the landlord is just like constantly jacking up the prices to be like, well, maybe it's still too cheap. Maybe I'll just keep jacking it up. Maybe somebody will come in and keeps jacking it up, and nobody's buying it because it's too expensive. And at that point, it's not even worth the money anymore. Alright, I'm going to go, the shading part is finished. I'm going to go take a quick minute to get a drink. I'll be back. Well, it's paused, but yeah, pause. Soda has been acquired, as the cat's about to try to jump over and end the video somehow. There we go. Okay. Alright. So, next up we got the shading. We're in 53 minutes all over in our texturing, not shading. The texturing, yes, of course. This part shouldn't take as long, I don't think. I am going to try to figure out what kind of background I want to give to this one. Because it could be a nice little conference room, could be someone's office, could be multiple things. Who knows? Who the hell knows? know is Luna is there doing her thing as oh no, that's not where I want to go. I want to go to eyebrow. There we go. Anyways, what are we talking about? Many deaths of insects, other things. No clue. No clue what else to talk about now. I'm making decent progress over here. And I'm wondering if I should, like, post this? Because this is not going to take too long. The posting of all this is going to be a little bit lengthy. Like, obviously, because of the, you know, we gotta write up the story and stuff like that. I gotta remember where most of the story instances. Are you done shading or texturing department? Looks like it. I did find this funny video on Twitter where it's that Steve Harvey, what was it called again? I forgot what his, you know, the thing where it's like, what is a thing, what is something a burglar wouldn't want to see when they're robbing a house? Is the thing out of which we saw, and it's to me, it's a Veggie Tales variation of it, and it's like, naked grandma, naked huh? And the close-up on the face is just funny. And then it just cuts to this worm thing, and then just the Amber Alert alarm comes on, blurs everything, and it's like the worm just became the demon of hell as soon as it heard that. And the original is, I wouldn't want to see that either. But I just find it funnier with the alert coming on, and just like, as soon as the worm opens its mouth, the alarm comes on, everything blurs, the world disappears. It's like that worm just got so angry because of that answer that it just made the world disappear, obliterate to nothing. Why was that hilarious? I don't know. I don't know how I can find it either. I guess I could probably look up who posted it and install later. I got a friggin' installation. Don't start automatically. I don't know what the hell time I want that to frickin' occur. Where is it? Sadie Jane, I think. Okay, cancel. No, go to here. Yep, Sadie Jane. Scary Fiction. And that face. And he just opens up his mouth. You want to find it and look at it? Go find it and look at it. That's Scary Fiction. The mouse profile picture right now. Well, at this current time that the video was made. Which is probably hours before, maybe. I don't know. Go look it up yourself. Alright, let's see. I need to add cracks onto that there. Outside of the background, I do want to add like little healing effects here. So it makes it look like he's being healed, like actually being healed. Crack that all up. I mean, yeah, sure, why not? Heal him up. He is a hero, #1 hero. Not like even in his prime he'll be able to stop Luna. See, Luna has hologram usage, and she can use it even in her own universe. And I think she's gotten to a point where even her physical body doesn't matter anymore. Therefore, her soul has somehow managed to become doesn't need a physical body, but she still, you know, has it. Just to have some semblance of humanity to an extent. Because that was most androids would like to keep. They want to keep their original bodies. Try to be like, you know, how humans only have one body. Because androids can just like switch out so long as they have their consciousness go directly into the new body. With the memories and stuff where it needs to be and all that stuff. Shut up. What are you doing going back there getting ready to meow? I know what you're trying to do. Don't give me that look. Don't lick your chocolate at me. Shut up. You need to learn the essence of being quiet when you're in heat. Alright, let's see. Stop it. There we go. You know, you kind of stopped there for a bit, but I was going to do that anyway, so you would stop it even more. What was I talking about again? I forgot again. It was not like it was that important. Something about something or another, maybe. Okay, let's have that be a strap. And belt 1B, I think that is, yep. Alright, before... Oh wait, I gotta go to 10 anyways, so... Leather belt. This is usually like for cracked skin or leather. This right here is leather. I don't think she's wearing leather here. I think that's latex, right? Spandex. I don't know, something thin. Something she can easily just pull out, up and out if need be. I do say, shit. Why you gotta be like that, cat? Why you gotta keep on meowing for a male cat that never comes? Oops. I gotta go to this one first. There we go. It takes a while to apply the cloth texture for some reason. Why is that? It's not even scattered. It just takes a while to apply this texture, and I don't understand why. I don't know why this texture is so resource intensive, or whatever the word is. Whatever. Yeah, that's another thing, trying to make this look right. I mean, I guess I could probably still... I mean, because if we want to do this and not have that be like that, then we would have had to have done that anyways. Trying to match this so it looks alright. It doesn't look alright, but that's fine. I can adjust that accordingly. Alright, let's see here. Okay, that's good, I guess. I think I got all the leather cloth there that we need to get clothed up. Okay, so your helmet here that you're adjusting with your glasses. I didn't even mean for it to be like that, but I kind of like the idea of adjusting, because you adjust your glasses, you be like, I see, or something. I don't know. So I'm leaving that there. A little funny right there. Old people doing old people things. Good old people, of course, because there are some old people out there who are just freaking terrible. I'm sure you all know who it is, but I'm not going to say because I don't give a damn about that kind of stuff. Nor do I have any knowledge on how the hell that crap works anyways, so I don't really have much of a reason to state an opinion on it. Y'all know me, I don't care about politics. But I really feel like at some point we should start getting younger people in there who aren't, like, getting ready to clock out and are like, sure, I'll just bring everyone else down with me. Because that's the thing. Unless they somehow don't die. I don't know, have we ever gone in an instance where someone of, like, famous importance, like, political figure or anything like that, has died recently? I think we have. We must have. I feel like we have. But I don't know. Whoops. I guess I can get that side, too. I don't know much about what's happening outside of the country. I don't even know what's happening inside country half the times. I mostly am a shut-in. The only news I get is from Internet Today, and that's to have some form of entertainment to it, because regular news out there is just, I don't really care enough. So we have entertainment news, which is a hell of a lot better than what we've got currently. You all know how it is. I'm sure some of you don't know and are like, what the hell is wrong with you? Get into politics, goddammit, pick a damn side. So I can yell at you or agree with you for some reason or another. I don't care. That's the annoying thing. I don't care about politics because of that and that alone. So much argument, so much problems. It's just not really worth getting into. You know what I mean? Okay, I probably need to make that a bit brighter, actually. And maybe have the scar be kind of cracked as well. We can't even see the texture of the scar that much. And the ears, I'll have some of it cracked. Most animals have like those cracks in their ears. Kind of like veins, I guess. I don't know. I'll use the cat as an example. But I don't want to pick her up and then get her started up. Alright, there's only 2 more left texture-wise. I'm going to get another drink. Probably best that we try to get that drink finished at a decent pace so I don't have to be tired. There is another texture thing I can do with All Might's abs here. I gotta move this to like 3 exposure instead of 5% exposure, because right now I'm using 5% exposure. I keep forgetting that you can't see all the information like up here, past that. I think you might be able to an extent, but I don't really want to adjust the camera right now. And besides, you don't really need... Okay, where the hell is your eyebrows at? There it is. If you can't tell, I'm control right-clicking to select the layer so I don't have to go to the layer list constantly and search for layers that way. Control brings up this, and right-click brings up the menu, and there's all your layers. You can't see it here. I'm pretty sure you can't. You see, I'm scrolling up. There's blank. There's All Might. There's effects. There's Recovery Girl. There's Nails 2A. You can't see it, but I can, and that's all that matters. Alright, Scarf is going to be a strange combination of cloth and that, but I'm just going to do this for now. Scarf 1E. And then this, now before we go over to that, I've got the sweatshirt here. Doing most of this stuff over here. Same thing on this arm. And then we go back to, wait, hold on. There is the scar, don't forget about that. I'll get that one in. Now right click takes you to your brushes, so I don't have to keep going up here. Somewhere around up there to select it. Can be real useful. Yeah, I still have to go up here to change the exposure, though, unfortunately. There we go. Hiccups be gone. Works for me. Don't know if it'll work for you. It's like you're doing a soft reset on your heart so that you stop the hiccups. It works 9 times out of 10. Because there's some times where it don't work. I never usually have hiccups lasting that long because I have a general idea on how to stop them that works for me. Like I said before, it might not work for you, and you probably don't even know how to do the thing that I'm doing. I don't even know how to explain the thing that I'm doing. The best I can explain it is I'm doing a manual heart pump, a heartbeat. That's really the best I can explain it. Where my chest is convulsing, squeezing, and then creating a heartbeat. That probably is not the best explanation. It probably sounds way more bad than it actually is, but bear with me here, folks. I don't know how to explain this here body motion that I am performing. I don't even know if it has a name. I'm sure it has a name. I'm sure somebody's done it before. I have to imagine, get me to the eyebrow. There we go. I have to imagine somebody's done it before. They've had to, right? So they must have come up with a name for it. I don't even think you can see what I'm doing. No, you can't see it. I just look like I'm doing it. I'm bouncing up and down. Let me stretch a bit because I've been standing or sitting a bit. Hey, oh, hey, look at that. It's June. Awesome. June 1st. I used to change my, what do you call it? No, don't do that. My phone's wallpaper to the 12, what do you call it? So the 12 zodiac sister that I've drawn. But I've kept it Noel. Because why not? Noel is a good wallpaper setup there. I had to change things up a bit because apparently this phone can't take the current size of my portrait drawing. So I have to switch some things up a bit. Crap. I hate it when that stupid thing moves when I don't want it to move yet. Alright, I think that might be all in that department. I don't know. There might be more that I'm missing. Headphones. Yeah, usually you don't see his eyes, but sometimes you will have some scenes in the animes where you can see his eyes. Because when I look at the pictures of him, a lot of the pictures of his glasses here doesn't show his eyes. But there are some instances where you can't see his eyes, which is a bit strange. It's also a bit strange that they did that for the mustache instead of the black lines there. I mean, yeah, I guess I can understand, but I feel like it would be true to what is there. Yep, serious, Mike. You can see his eyes in that glass right there. And apparently, President Mike with long hair and a cat surrounding his shoulder in this drawing. Pretty cool looking. But I don't... Oh, God. Google, I don't think you can see that. Okay, there it goes. Freaking have a black box here with Google describing the image that I was looking at not going away. Gotta do some strange maneuvers to try to get rid of that. I don't know exactly what I do. Bring up the thing, move around, hope that it unselects it, and then boom, we're good. Oh, I probably gotta do this. Well, I know I gotta do this for this. Oh, wait, isn't this technically supposed to be speaker-esque? So I guess we could do that for that as well, but also have that be like that. Honestly, I think the parallels between the one idea with Luna going after the first 3 male heroes and then Luna going after the first 3 female heroes of the show, excluding All Might because that's like a special occasion. Because we got Midnight, Mount Lady, and Uwabami in the first episode, drawn, shown. And then we have a hint of Aizawa, Present Mike, and Wood Guy, Kamui, I can't remember his name. What was that guy's name again? Google, help me out. Wood Hero, what's his name again? Yeah, Kamui Wood. It's a strange setup, because Present Mike and Aizawa has history. And despite Midnight and Mount Laney squabbling in that one instance, they also do somewhat have some form of history, even if it's not, like, completely direct. But we got Uwabami and Kamui, who is just there as, like, the third wheel, because Luna's like, might as well bring a third one into this, why the hell not? I don't even know why I'm explaining this. None of y'all's on YouTube are probably going to look for the drawing, and highly doubt I'm influential enough to have people want to draw something like that with 3 guys. Well, I don't know, there's probably a few girl viewers here who are artists who are like, that's a good idea, and I like Luna, and I'll draw that. But it probably isn't going to be on the same quality of which that I have in mature drawings. I have a whole bunch of effects and stuff, but a lot of people will probably just have doodles. My drawings have a whole bunch of effects in them. That's like the one thing that makes them, like, look way more better than they ever could on their own, is the effects. The effects add more colors. The lighting and effects. It's like when you... I've made this example before, but I'll say it again because why not? I'm going to get a drink first. It's like when you are building a scene in a game, and you turn all the lighting and effects off, the entire scene looks so bland and boring. Now, yes, there are some people out there who are able to, like, add all of that stuff into it, like, shading-wise on the characters, make it look like that, and make it look good. And I can do that to some extent. But the effects look so damn good, I just can't possibly pass that style up. I like the effects so much, like, especially with the recent mature drawing I did in Divya's Weakness. Like, yeah, sure, I probably could, like, it would be a hell of a lot more color work to try to, like, figure out, is this one supposed to be more orange? Nah, it's easier to just have it all overlay, and boom, we got what we need to get. Alright, I'll make this a little bit lighter so we at least know that that's supposed to look like part of the jacket. Have that like here, kind of, right here. I just can't not do effects. Effects look so cool sometimes. Of course, there will be moments where I'm like, that effect could have looked better. But how could I have made it look better? What route would I have had to have taken within the colors that I've used to have made that effect look better? Is that everything? For the characters, at least, I still want to work on All Might's abs and pecs. I think that's all. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I'm missing anything. You know, I wasn't too sure about Aizawa at first, but after coloring and shading him in, he actually looks pretty good. The same with Present Mike. Now that I made this bigger, actually. Looked a hell of a lot better than what it looked like before. I don't even remember what it looked like before. Alright, awesome. I'm glad everything started to look a lot nicer as soon as I shaded it and textured it in, of course. I'm glad everything looks a lot nicer now that it's finished, the characters. Because that's technically what it is. Yeah, that's it. This is 3 exposure right here. Which kind of seems a bit too much. Let me try 2. I don't want it to be too defined. I want to be like, oh, if you look close enough, you can see the textures on All Might's pecs. If you look closely at these here massive pecs, you can see the texture and everything there. Before we start working on the background, I want to get the effects of Luna doing atomic manipulation here. I don't know if it actually would have effects. I mean, I guess if Luna was like doing this and like if you're manipulating atoms, you're probably going to get like leftover atoms and stuff like that to be able to create the things that you need to create. I'm pretty sure that Luna just went on ahead, take all the stuff and the surgical stuff in here and manipulated all of that to essentially become All Might's new stomach and all the other parts of his body that's just like gone. And I'm also wondering if I should reduce the shading there a bit, because when you look at, I don't want to be here, I want to be in the original one, 48. When you look at this one over here, the shading on most of All Might, like right here, like most of it is deleted. I don't know. You see, this is what I mean when it comes to this particular stylized look on All Might. Anytime I draw him, it just doesn't look as good with my style, unless I were to like do his entire body and everybody else with the same shading, which is not something I can do. Midnight don't need that. Midnight would have smooth features on her face. Same with you two, because you're two relatively young. You probably might have it, but even then, there would still be 2 out-of-place looks here. I mean, I guess technically speaking, All Might is somewhat out of place when he enters this form. I mean, yeah, even when he's not in this form, he still looks somewhat out of place. Okay, maybe don't do that. Or maybe, hold on, right, I should probably adjust this so this looks like it's more. It's 2, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to actually place those in. I guess I could try to adjust that a bit. First things first, let me adjust the torso here a tiny bit. And then I'll get them their muscles and those strains and those muscular strains right there. Try to make it look somewhat good. It's by 2 layers, so you can barely see most of them. Like, if you look far enough away, if I'm not zoomed in, it barely looks like anything is there. I could probably still adjust his pecs here, however. I'll put it at 5, so it's not that big of a change. Or abs, I mean, not pecs. Maybe pecs? No, pecs seem fine. It's just... I think it's just the abs that need to be worked on. Not too defined, but also not defined. That's what I'm trying to go for here. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do once I'm finished with this is I'm going to get the video getting ready to be posted. It'll be on standby for the time being, and watch Markiplier do the Devour video. Because I've already seen... I don't remember who it was. It was Kara and someone else. You know, Kara from Captain Sparkles. I barely even watch Captain Sparkles anymore. Most of his videos are long, lengthy. The last one I was watching was when he, spoilers for those who isn't kept keeping up with MCC, even though I just said that, because even though that did give away what it... There's no way to avoid spoilers there, because the only spoilers moment for MCC is him winning. So by me saying that, it already spoiled what happened. Alright, oh yeah, so also see if everyone's... Like, I'm gonna bring this to 50. Okay, 50's slightly better, maybe. Yeah, okay. Eyes are kind of, I'll use the arrow, are kind of pointing in that direction, about right. Also looking down here. Eyes looking over here. You're also looking at that. You're looking at that. Everybody's looking at everything going on here. So how am I going to do this? Maybe some sparks or something. You already know what it's going to look like in the thumbnail. I don't. I have to try to make it. You're seeing past me trying to figure out how I want to make this look. How I want to make it look like his wounds are all being healed up. No, go underneath her hand. I guess I could just go above the All Might layer and reset. Healing? I have no clue. Let me not scatter it out as much. Tiny bits of little healing sparkles here. Like, what would I do to make it look like it's being completely healed up? I don't know why I'm asking you guys this, because you're going to be seeing this video far into the future anyways. Healing up, we got ourselves an aura rod here. It's gonna look like healing light. Healing light. Probably an overlay of 50 with pure white. Or not, maybe an overlay of 100 with pure white. Or maybe this instead. Probably not going to be this exactly. Oh god! 10 for 10 with this healing light. Just about. Yeah, just about. And a nice little healing light right here. Bits and sparkles of it coming out. And also it looking completely half-healed. Maybe some pink lighting in there to add that Luna touch. How would you make it look like someone's wounds are being half-healed? Because obviously Luna isn't going to like get rid of all of this dead skin. She'll manipulate the atoms of the dead skin and turn it into live skin. Right? Alright, healing bright light. Don't know if it's gonna work. Gonna try it anyways. Oh god. Oh, that's just you doing that. Maybe 50 since this is doing something here. Hold on, let me move this up and have it around here. Okay, really? Get off of the fucking layer, you piece. Get off! Jesus fucking Christ! Why are you still selected on 50, you fucking douche? Ugh, annoying. Jesus Christ, you're so fucking annoying. Also. Okay, I need to FN escape, then M, then F1. Also, why am I seeing a picture? I went back to the Google Doc so I didn't accidentally ruin anything. Why am I seeing a picture of Aizawa holding a condom while I'm looking up Present Mike on Google? Look, I know I like girl and girl stuff, but that doesn't mean I also like guy on guy stuff. You fool. Fool! It's all girls from here on out. I don't get you half the time, Scroober. I guess it makes sense because apparently there's a popular ship between these two. So, healing up, I don't know if that's the exact thing we want to show. I guess what I could do... Because obviously the wound looks a hell of a lot less bad this time around, right? So it looks like it's being healed up fully. Completely. I mean, if you look at the picture all the way over here, well, you can't see it, but I can see it. You can see the wound being completely healed up. But like right here, there's probably like the bottom there, you know, because like right there, bottom all getting healed up. Right over here. I guess there's still more that I could do shading-wise to your pecs. I can make them a bit more brighter. Let me bring this to 10. Well, yeah, wouldn't that make more sense if these were brighter? Because it looks too close to the other skin tone down there. Brighter pecs, maybe brighter abs, maybe a tiny bit brighter in this, but not a whole bunch. So it doesn't... So we don't have recursive brighten, whatever the word is. Whatever the... I don't know if that's called past tense, but it's something to do about brightening something up. Brightening, lighting it up. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't understand what I'm talking about. Don't matter. Don't matter at all. Alright, let's see. I think that's as best as we can do for now. Alright, I don't need all of these open. I'm going to close these windows. How long have we been at this so far? 2.5 hours. Okay. I'm going to look up something. The conference room. Okay. Alright. Apparently there's Vlad, I forgot his full hero name, and then that shooter guy, that cowboy shooter guy with the number 5 on his hat. I see. Also, why does this look like they're in a tower with nothing but clouds behind here? Also, what is it saying, mystery teacher? Mystery teachers? Who is this? Okay, that probably looks like a pink-haired male. I can't tell from this distance. Who knows? Could be something. Unlikely. Doubtful. So where exactly... Is this it? Because I'm trying to see what the ceiling looks like, but I can't see what the ceiling looks like, so I don't really have an option for ceiling. I'm sure there's a ceiling shown somewhere, but why is there no ceiling? I see no ceiling. The ceiling here is not... Oh, actually, this is a pretty good, useful image to have, because I have a general idea on who the hell is supposed to be here. Well, it don't matter. It don't quite matter. I'm trying to find a picture of this goddamn conference room ceiling. The room where they're in this U-shaped... Well, I guess it's not a U-shape. Think of it like what the vault symbol would be like if it was like this, but more Minecraft rectangle. It's the upper half of a nether portal with its 2 bottom blocks cut off. There we go. Perfect. We have Minecraft on the channel. We can use that as a reference. This is the best we've got. This room right here with no ceiling. I can't see the ceiling. This is a ceiling view right here. I'm going to go on ahead and show you where everything is going to be. Right here, right now. Okay, let's see. This is a column. This is a square column right here. Probably about, like, I don't know, here, potentially. Maybe. I don't freaking know. God damn it. Master opacity. Okay, thank Thank God I didn't do anything there because we didn't. Yeah, that's right. We don't have N. We removed N, but I still am worried about that. Also, let me get out of this layer. All these layers. Let me minimize all these layers here. There we go. Okay, we got a square. Not the perfect square. I got to adjust the square. I'm just getting the setup for the square set right now. Okay, the square, the pillar of the room. I don't know. Maybe that's a bit too much. Maybe here. We're all looking at an angle, right? Isn't this about the angle? Is this the angle? Or is it an angle? I don't know. Here's the square pillar. Alright, there's the square pillar. There's a plant here, but I'll do that plant later and in a different way because I do not feel like replicating a plant right now. We don't even get to see the flooring here. There's no need for the desks. I mean, I guess we know that if everyone's standing up, those desks are like lower than here. Well, wait, you guys are small, so why are you here? No, of course you're here. The only why are you here is the only why are you here is you, but you're only here to see the wound being healed up and be impressed. Be like, impressive. You could be a good recovery girl if it wasn't for the fact that you were a villain. And also, you all know what Luna's gonna do after All Might is done, hopping in joy, saying, I am back, I am healed, I'm back to my prime, or whatever. You all know what Luna's like. Oh, that's weird. Multicolored windows. Also, why is this? Are those windows or is that a wall? I don't. Is that a wall? Oh, I never thought I was gonna ask a question like, is that a window or a wall? It looks like a window, right? Is that a window? And why would you have a whole bunch of windows in a conference room? I don't even know if that is a conference room. Principal, what? No, I don't. What is it? Are these walls? Are these walls? Am I drawing walls or am I drawing windows? I don't know. I think this might be a wall. This might actually be a wall. Could be. It could be marble walls I'm looking at. Those aren't clouds, and they're not like several stories up in the air, not being able to see anything. I don't freaking know. These might actually be walls. You know how long it's been since I've seen this? I'm looking at still images here. I would know if these are clouds or not, that the background was moving, but if it's not moving, then that means these are walls. But I don't know if that's actually the case, because as I've said before, this is a still image. These look like clouds. It could be marbles. But look at that. Why is that marble like that? Is this, that side's also like that? Why is the marble green here? I don't understand. It's been too long. I think I could just do this. It doesn't matter. Well, it kind of matters to this point here because we're trying to, I mean, this part doesn't matter, but I still want to do this anyways, just to like get a good idea of where this is going to be. Blue, no wait. Yeah, light blue, green, light blue, green. Why is that green? I don't know. Is it a wall or is it a stained window? I didn't build this freaking room. I don't know. I mean, obviously the windows would still be flat, right? Like I'm looking at pictures of other conference rooms in this particular department. What? No, not there. What the hell is this? This is a completely different anime. What? Who the hell is this? What the? Why this is not a part? I see some blue-haired, what looks like a chick, then yellow hair, then a black hair wearing black and white. Yellow hair is wearing like a tan setup, and then the blue hair is wearing green. Wherever the hell Orimo is, This is completely unrelated to what I am looking for. Why are you showing me that? Also, why am I even bothering looking at this stuff? I'm struggling to figure out if these are walls or windows. I don't even... Okay, hold on. Wait, 1, 2, 3... Okay, no, this is not a wall, this is a pillar. I think I could just take this pillar here. It's not even going to be shown fully. It doesn't really matter. All I need to do is just have this match that. So I have to take that and move that down. About like, I don't know, right here. Oops. To an extent doesn't matter, but I'll move this a bit more in this direction. And it looks like everybody is at an angle here, but you know, that's how anime angles work, apparently. Alright, for the top, if this ceiling is... I don't know what the hell the ceiling looks like. I guess if we don't want the ceiling to be blank nothingness, I'm going to have rectangle lights. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have rectangle lights. Why the frick not? I honestly have no clue if there even is a ceiling shown in this. So you know what? There's rectangle lights here now. Somehow Luna, doing whatever she did, changed the ceiling in this room to turn into rectangular lights. Don't ask me how that happened. I don't know how that happened. These things happen for a reason. And if the world said, and therefore the lights then turned rectangular, and I am not going to question it, and I'm going to just make them rectangular. I'm just wondering if I have 3 or if I just have 2. Well, you can barely see these lights here. You probably need to be adjusted a bit more so you look thicker. About like right here. Okay, cool. They now have rectangular ceiling lights, which is, I don't know, probably. Oh, there goes all my orange soda. That's fine. There's not a whole lot left in the background. So the pillar here is blue. I'm going to have to go to my basic swatch. Back up. Basic swatch. Alright, the background, not a whole lot. I still don't know if what I am witnessing here is a window or a wall. And the sweat's dripping down from my brow, as it's starting to get hot in here now that I've ran out of liquid consumption. Cadillac. Also, I'm getting a bit of a headache now. Sitting here, standing for like several hours straight, and work, and now sitting back over here, because that's fine. Oh yeah, there's also a plant there, and a little mini tree over here as well. Oh, you probably won't be able to see it because of Aizawa, so I don't have to worry about making that. I still don't know. This looks like it could be windows, but this window has this little hatch here that looks like a doorway to somewhere, like a secret doorway. I don't know. I'm just going to assume that these are window walls then, and I'm going to draw clouds on it as if it's the outside area. But we can easily say, oh no, those aren't clouds. That's marble. A marble from the steamed marbles we're having. Steamed marbles. I don't know where the fuck I was going with that one, but I'm just call it wall for now. We're going to work on the assumption that these are walls, so that's what we're going to do. I need to make one of these greener. I don't know why one of these is green. Greenish blue. Is this the shade I'm looking for? No, it's more bluish green than it is. Okay, that looks like it's it. Alright, awesome. Great, fantastic. More wall stuff. Wall number 2. Wall number 2. Wall 1C. And then we cover up this last portion over here. I feel like I should probably add some more shading on Aizawa's neck, actually. Because looking from afar, you can barely see a difference from the neck. Even though it's there, you can barely see it. But I'm going to I had more anyways just because. I need to adjust that. That's going to most likely be like that. Alright, hide that. I don't know what the hell the ceiling looks like, so I'm just going to make a guesstimation. If the ceiling was like white or something before, and you know what? Guess what? It's blue now. That's right, it's blue. Or not really blue, but like 128, 138, and 168 on the RGB spectrum. A gray blue. So there we go, ceiling. As for the light, I feel like I should adjust this a tiny bit, actually. I don't know, it's hard to tell. Everything is at an angle here. And I feel like the lights might not be on the perfect angle. Let's see. White lights? Yeah, maybe. We'll go on ahead and try white lights. Lights. I'm sure they had an angle where when we were looking at the characters like this, where it's like from here, and you just see them like this, and you can see the ceiling. I'm sure these in the back here are windows. Even though it really... Okay, I guess the best I have here, I guess the best I can do. Cityscape. Okay, so the clouds look completely different. Maybe this is a wall. Maybe. I think. It could just be a marble wall for all I know. Alright, now I got some of this. Oh yeah, now it's starting to get hot in here. Too hot. Don't like it. Not enough cool air. I wish I could put that on, but I'm making a video and you probably don't want to hear that in the background. I should at some point try to make like a thicker brush of this. Oh wait, couldn't I just do leaves and just do that, kind of? You can't see it. But I am adjusting the angle jitter, rotating this in one direction, and reducing the scatter a tiny bit. And now I'm going to draw a plant, real quick like. Something like that. And unfortunately, this is the only angle that I have the plant at. I don't have another angle like I do with the grass, the singular grass blade. Yeah, that's the one we're doing. Doing our usual tree-esque brush. I guess. Yeah, sure. Sure, why not? Now we got the other plant that's going to go down here. I'm sure there's a stem here, right? To an extent, yes. I guess we could probably draw the stem as well. And we draw this here right over there. And since we're still in this background, we'll draw the stemmed plant. Stemmed plant doesn't matter too much. Most of this is hidden. Plant number 1. Plant number 2. Let's see. How about that one? I guess I'll do plant number 3. Alright, now here comes the part that I'm not entirely too sure about. This part right here, where I make these slightly lighter, maybe not slightly lighter, because we're going to be using the cloud brush to get the marble look. I've never made a marble thing before, so this is going to be interesting to say the least. Alright, how many wall ones do we have? These 2. Okay, so that's what we're going to work on here. I know, strange, right? It looks like clouds, but it's marble. Trust me, it's marble. Okay, I think that covers that wall. And now we got these walls over here, both green, so this makes this easier for me. Luna is an unstoppable force, who is thankfully a fun kind of villain. Whoops. And not the kind that will ruin your entire evening, hurting your favorite character. I mean, I guess there are some people out there who are like, why do I have to see my favorite character endure these scenarios? It's so weird and disgusting. Look, there are some people who enjoy it. You don't have to go completely vile and disgusted over it. Just don't look at it, alright? Things happen for a reason. There's not much we can really do to stop it because the human mind is obviously focused on sexual stuff. There's not much you can do about it. This is pretty freaking tame, despite the fact that nothing is happening here at all. Although there is implications, obviously. Crap. Wall 1-3, or wall number 3, wall number 4. Even though this is not walls, this is just extras for walls and stuff. Okay, here we go. Go back to this. We're at the edge right now. On both spectrums. I can tell you a whole lot of people really do enjoy what Ragdoll and the rest of the Pussycat Girls went through. You could tell Ragdoll's enjoying it. Pixie Bob's hating it, but mainly because of what Luna said to her. I didn't do anything, Cat. All I did was poke your back, and you didn't look to see nothing of the out of the ordinary, right? Of course, alright, Mandalay. And Mandalay is confused and unsure of what the hell's going on. But I really do like the idea that Ragdoll would be into that kind of stuff. But in a playful kind of way. Not in a, like, fully sexual way. In a way where she's just, like, playful about it, you know? Like a cat. Just sniffing my finger. And she goes back to clean herself. My old dang old cow here, playful man. Hey, that drawing kind of embodies the main 3 emotions of cats. They either love you, hate you, or are curious and unsure about you. And that's what those 3 girls are doing with Luna. Oh god. Stop moving stuff. Oops. It's almost about to get more favorite than the drawing I did of Daphne. Of course, the one in What's New Scooby-Doo, the one where she's 18 at that point. I think that's the only instance where she's 18, right? Right? Do I need this open anymore? We can't see the 3rd one, so we know we don't need this open anymore. I'm going to double check here. Like, if there's any more. Because I'm pretty sure that was the only one where she was 18. Let's see. And what new Scooby-Doo? That's the one. What's new... Wait, is that... Yeah. I can't seem to figure out where the other ones are. I can't seem to find it. What the hell? It's not showing me the one from What's New Scooby-Doo. That's weird. Why can't I find that one? You're only showing me Mystery Incorporated. That's not the one I'm looking for. Yeah, there's that. But that's not it. That's not the wiki. That's not... Why are you not showing... Okay, where the hell is What's New Scooby-Doo? What have you done with it? Where the hell is it? Yeah, there it is. There it is right there. Okay, alright, good. We found it. Now give me the wiki for the character. You're still showing Mystery Incorporated. That's not what I'm looking for. You're really being a douchebag, huh? You really just want to be a douchebag. I can't find the wiki for What's New... whatever. We already know how old she is in What's New Scooby-Doo. That's all that matters. But I wanted to try to find more But whatever. Can't seem to find a wiki on here for some stupid reason. Oh, either way. I think she's literally the only one we can do, and only from that series. Anywhere else, and she's for some reason younger, which is weird. Why do they make her 18 in What's New Scooby-Doo? Who knows? Also, I need to go to lights, not ceiling. All I know is her and the Hex Girls are the only ones that we can draw. We can't draw Velma, because I think she's still 16, even in that one. Either way, it don't quite matter now, don't it? Because it's going to be a long while before we do anything with the Hex Girls, unfortunately. A long while. I got so many ideas I have to get done with. Can you believe that, cat? And you just go on your back and start rolling. But you can't roll any further now, can you? Alright, now that the texture is set, should that be 5? Yeah, it should be 5. There you are. Right, wall number 1. Oh, I forgot about that. Hold on. There we go. Kind of disappointed that these aren't windows. I thought there were windows here, but I guess that's fine. Maybe they do look like windows right now. No, they just look like walls. That's what they look like. They look like walls. I don't know if those are windows or not. It's giving me mixed signals. It looks like windows, but it looks like a wall with that one texture that was there. Is it a window or is it a wall? I don't know. No, go to plant 1C. There we go. I don't know if that one has it. It does. Wait, is that? Yes, that's also somewhat marble-esque. Ah, yes, the pillar also made of a marble-esque texture painted with blue. Of course. Yes, quite. Of course it is. Okay, we got wall 1B. Gotta get these filled in as well. Now, is there more that I can do with this? Do I want to make it more brighter or something? I could make it a lot more brighter. And now what about the ceiling? Is it too made out of marbles? Maybe I'll have it be a cracked ceiling, I don't know. I'm already in the ceiling, just change the exposure to 10. Wait, no, not 250, 500. Cracked ceiling. And now I need you. 5. No, lights. The lights have little lines here. See them there, lights? I think that's where we're going to have most of the light rays coming from the lights up here, up top, because obviously why not? Oh god, it's doing that loading thing. It didn't put all the things up. There we go. Alright, what else? Are we in... I should probably do all the extra effects on the effects layer. Right now, I think we're now in the shadow layer, yes. Alright, I'll bring us to 10 and 30. There we go. Now we can get rid of... Whoops. We can get rid of the blank layer now. And now, shadows. This one's going to be a little bit complicated because we got to do all of this. Add 0. Still add 2 for some stupid reason. Apparently we got a stupid, what do you call it? Copyright claim on a Sonic Adventures 2 video we did, which is annoying because it's a part of the freaking game. It's in the process of being disputed right now. So let's hope that that gets done with soon, or if it's not getting done with soon, it will get done with within the 30 days to come, and after the 30 days to come. Oops. And then everything should be back to the normal, despite the fact that we're not a part of a YouTube program or monetizing off of any of this right now. Obviously. Even if we aren't, I still will what's the word we'll give her? Dispute those claims. I still will do it. Say that these are supposed to be in the game that I'm playing, their gameplay music. It did the same thing with frickin' Minecraft with one of the songs, annoyingly enough, which led to Minecraft to not have any music whatsoever. Thanks a lot, you false claim douche nozzles. I don't feel like having to constantly dispute your stupid copyright claim nonsense. Despite the fact that what there is, I think, is technically... it's music from Minecraft. It should be fine. Why are you trying to tell me it's not fine? You don't own it. Shut up. Well, that's being disputed, and it's gonna probably take like 30 days for that to come out because this is pretty late into the series. I think episode 17, I believe, towards the end of June, close to the end of June, beginning of the end of June, maybe. No idea. Maybe I should do this so that your eyes aren't completely shadowed in. I don't know what I was trying to do for pose-wise here. This is like the... Oh, wait. I gotta make her hair a tiny bit brighter here so it doesn't look like that is her entire back. There's a tiny bit, because why not? I gotta say, though, I'm really happy that I'm able to do drawings like this, make my own scenes and make my own alterations, and have enough skill to be able to actually do them to a good, decent extent. Not like the best, but better than what most people can do when making their own universes. There's still a lot that I have to learn how to get done with in many departments. But I'll do say it's still pretty good. Alright, now we just got the shadow in the background, which isn't even that much. Not a whole lot of shadows to put in the background. Shadows, 1B. I'm surprised it didn't get... because it got claimed during the credits part for some reason. The claim only occurred during the credits part, but it was fine for the entirety of the boss fight. Just because credits start rolling doesn't mean that that's where you can go on ahead and be like, oh yeah, sure, we'll go ahead and copyright claim this. No, it's playing in the credits. I have no control over that. Ugh, it's so annoying, irritating. Why are people like that? Alright, next up is the fog, which isn't going to be that big. Oops. Well, first things first, let me save this swatch over here. Where is it? Here we go. Conference room, or whatever the hell this room is called. I don't know what this room is. And now let's switch over to our fog swatch. Utilities, fog. There we go. Okay, alright. So, how am I going to do this? Also, how long have we been at this so far? Almost 3 hours. Not bad timing when you get right down to it. Bright lights, and it's probably gonna be midnight. Gonna be a tiny bit blue teal fog. I don't know why. Wait, that's not what I wanted. You need to stay as normal. Teal blue fog. Maybe. Nope. Also, I got lines there. Nope. This one? I don't know. We're indoors. And with blue lighting, my weakness, the indoors. I don't know how to make the indoors look good. Unless it's nighttime or sunset sunning in. Sunning in. Yes, of course. That's the word. Alright, I'm going to get the light rays and the light shadow rays done with first. And then I'm going to figure out what I can do to improve upon this. The sparks there don't give you a good idea of it, you know, looking like it's actually being healed up. I'm going to have a... God damn it. Alright, fine. I'll bring it out by one more so I don't hit that shit. I'm going to bring it out by one more. All light on All Might. Kind of aiming down on their heads as well, because why not? About right here. Maybe there's a sunroof or something, I don't know. Or we could just go for unrealistic and just have the area look a bit golden, like, oh, behold, a fine specimen being returned back to his prime. Because why the hell not? We can literally do whatever the hell we want here. I don't have to stick with realism. Say, screw realistic room. I'm going to give this a nice golden look, because why the hell not? Light shining down, as All Might gets his wound healed. He gets a new stomach and his scar is gone. He doesn't feel pain there anymore. Probably still needs to work out again so that he can go back to his full prime, but I don't really think it matters because look at him being healed to his fullest extent, fullest power. Way better than any doctor could provide. All the doctors hate this android chick who's just coming into this universe from another universe. Yes, indeed, she's coming from a different place, from space and time. And the doctors are pissed because of, like, Jesus Christ, why did it have to be a villain with such awesome healing powers? Also, she has the potential to put us out of business. But we can't stop her because we can't touch her because she's a hologram in this universe. I'm pretty sure most of you have already probably forgotten that. Yes, Luna only goes into these universes with her holograms. It's an interesting ability to have. The ability to, you know, separate your consciousness throughout multiple different, You know, I think I'm going to post this tomorrow, actually. On Wednesday. With the story and all. Because it's going to take a while, the story. Probably more than the 2 hours that I have. And I don't want to be too freaking tired or wired trying to go to bed. And look at present like defying the laws of physics to make an anime-esque floating in the air to try to I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Ignore me. I am amped up on 2 cans of orange soda, 2 cans of Crush Orange. This video will not be sponsored by Crush. Although if you want to sponsor this 6-subscriber channel, Orange Soda Company. Imagine. Unlikely to happen. Okay, alright. So the shadows and all that stuff is set in. Do I just want to go for a green healing light? Let me see. Green healing light. 50% overlay. I could probably do this color. If not, I'll try to go about using my own color instead. How about this one? I guess we could do that. Green healing rays. Oh yeah, why not? So that way this looks like it's going to be a bright heal or something. I don't freaking know. I'm running out of... I cannot improvise words. I just don't really care for rapping, so it's a good thing I don't have to rap. Because Because I don't know how the fuck I can rhyme and rap at the same time. Off the top of my head, how is anyone able to do that? How is anybody able to come up with clever rhymes off the top of their head without having to take like a minute to think it through? I don't understand how that works. Is there anything else here? I guess I could have some green healing particles. Which is really just flares, I think. Oh wait, this should be vivid lighting. Sparkles off this wound. All the wounds are being turned into little dust of light sparks. Whatever. Completely healed. It's a major healing for a price. As this thing right here says, major healing for a price. And if you know what that price is, if you know Luna, then you know what that price is. But if you don't know, then you're innocent and dumb. Or maybe you haven't just seen Luna yet. Okay, why the fuck am I still doing this? Orange area. I'm going to make this be golden glowy. Ah, yes. Like God himself is shining down and saying, "Here, All Might. Here's my baskful glow to make this moment nice. Even though I know what's going to happen here, and I don't really approve of it because, you know, I don't know if... Well, let's be honest. Jesus Christ being born in an era of that particular era, there could have been a whole lot of stuff happening with a bunch of males. Who knows? Not saying anything. I'm just saying that there was a time where there was not a whole lot of people trying to like vividly go against gay people for some absurd reason. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Shining light down, golden lights showering down, showing off a momentous occasion. I'm gonna have, whoops, yellow area. Gonna probably have some, I don't know, maybe browns in here. Well, let me try this yellow first. I'll have this yellow and golden yellow. Let me move this somewhere else so it looks like it's right here. No, here. Almost. Somewhat. I guess I could probably delete some of this so it looks more... So it keeps this size, but it looks more that, you know? And now we can have the light yellow. Even though I think that's still the same yellow. No, that's soft light. Go to overlay. Yep, that's the same yellow. But I'm going to call it light yellow, because why not? I'll see what I can do about putting some teal in the back here at least. No, too bright. How about this one? That kind of works. Put it in the back here for some of you. But you two be a little bit more front and forward. Do I want to do another teal area? I'll call it dark teal, even though it doesn't really matter because... Well, it might turn into blue, actually. It depends on if this is not what we want. I mean, it looks like it's not what we want. How about blue? I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense to do some blue here, so let's just change this from dark teal to dark blue area. I don't want to shut up. I don't want to cover up his face too much. I also don't want that area to be covered up a whole bunch. Try to keep their faces untouched. Lit up by the golden lights. I still feel like there's a better way I could have... a better place I could have put Midnight's head. I probably could still adjust that, couldn't I? No, because then I have to adjust the shadows. Unless I don't want the shadows up there. Let me try something for a second. I would have to do some more adjustments, but let me at least see what this would look like if I were to move. Okay, you moved? Okay. What if I were to do this, put a tiny bit in this direction? Okay, keep that there. Now I just gotta go over to your hair. And bring all this stuff over. Tongue, mouth, lines, head, hair. I think that's it. No, there's the other hair. Oh wait, crap, the other hair is... Right. Wait, this isn't gonna work as well. Wait, unless I do this instead. Unless I do that. I cut that out. Where are you? Also, wait, you're saying hair one... Oh, wait, no, because there's that one over there. Right. And there's also... Right, okay, hold on. Yeah, hair 1B is already there. And I already grabbed that, right? I already moved that? I did move that, right? I did, okay. I'm just gonna see what this looks like. If it looks good, we'll keep it. Yeah, it looks better. Okay, that means I have to adjust some stuff here. First things first, you need to be here. And you, I think if I do this properly, I can just do... Wait, no. Go to hair. Where is it? Hair 1C. Yeah, see? Little bits and things that we have to adjust. Now the shadow here we have to adjust as well. Although I guess what I... No. I could just do this, do that. Zoom in. Hide the effects for now. Open up Luna and go to the shadows. And then I can just do this. And actually we'll just go back in with the shadows and do a little touch up in the shadow. I mean, we don't really need the shadows on the top of anyone's heads here, so I probably could... Wait. Inverse. Before I freaking forget. And there we go. Okay, alright. Not a whole lot I have to change. See what I mean? I mean, that was just moving it. If we had, like, rotate it, then that means we'd have to do the whole head again. But this looks good where it is, I think. Like, head here, head right here. I guess maybe we can adjust the neck a tiny bit. So, like, I could put the neck right here or something. Maybe a tiny bit over... Wait, no. Because there is a certain angle, let's not forget. So, we can just adjust the neck. No problem there. And don't forget, I have a completely different outfit here, so I had to, like, redraw her again for a second time to try to, like, get her usual hero outfit in. Okay, it looks kind of better. I mean, she's kind of, like, looking down, right? Looking down. Whether because of All Might's... Yeah, because that's... Yeah, this will be right here. That would be that part. You can't see it. I can see it. Now we read our packages. That where that, and that's where... Yeah, that's about right. I will only know because of muscular women, since I don't really draw muscular men that much. Well, I didn't really draw a whole lot of muscular women either, so I guess it doesn't exactly matter. Anyways, Midnight's head's in a nicer spot now. So now that that's been taken care of, let's close all that up. And let's go over to the effects. I don't know if there's any more effects I need to put in. Maybe, like, light purple area? Question mark? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to bring this back to 100. I'm just adjusting some of the brushes that I don't need to have at, like, certain levels. I don't think this is going to be what we want, but I'll try it out anyways. Nah. Not that. Do I want to have some pink in here? I guess some pink to, like, improve upon the lighting a little bit more. Maybe some pink on his chest and most of his body. But if that's the case, would that mean I'd have to hide this a bit more? I'll see. Pink area. I'm going to go over to shade and then going to bring it to 30? 40? Just about. Potentially. I don't know. Oh my, you have the most weirdest face for me to try to draw. In your buff form, obviously. The other form would be a hell of a lot easier because you have none of this. The only thing you have there is your eye. I think that might be all. I don't know if there's anything more that I can do to make that look more distinguishable. Let me see. I'm going to go over to Sepia. I want to go for a golden look. Is that too golden? I'll put that here in reserves and check. Nope, too bright. What are you? Yellow sepia. No. Orange sepia number 4. No. Number 3 is not going to look as good. No. No, not that either. Maybe it's got to be yellow? Okay, so which one of yellow? No, too dull. Too bright. I don't know. That seems way too bright, though. Oh, there is an insect there. I think it's killed. Now his corpse just got obliterated completely. Yeah, that one was too bright. And that's the one that we were trying to do. This one? I don't know. Let me try pink for a second. No, that's purple. Light purple. Pink. The other pink. Nope. Magenta? No. Blue? No. Blue detracts from the yellow. Red? Nope. This shade of red? No. Maybe I should try to work on a different yellow then. This one almost has what they want. Let me bring this brightness to 5 and saturation to 5. And let me see if I can bring the hue down to 25. Okay, I think that'll work. And this looks more like a, well, let's see. 140, 136, okay, this is more of a light orange sepia. Alright, cool. Light orange sepia number 1, because that's our first light orange sepia. There is, I still want to try to adjust the bright light down there. Alright, let's save the lighting, sepia, not lighting, sepia. And I'm going to revert back to here. I'm going to try something. Vivid, bright, light. Not there, but here, maybe? Try to look like it's healing it. No, that's a bit too vivid. Unless I want to do overlay. Or what if I did like a 50? And 50 vivid. Oh, there's a little bit of corruption here. I don't know. I can't tell the difference between those two. Okay, what if I just don't use that, but I use like pink? Right, white, pink light. That's the problem, and that's too bright. 50. 60? That's too much. You almost went to 66. 66, I mean. But you can't go to 660, can you? And it's too bad that the conference room doesn't have a whole lot going on in it. Outside of that desk that you can't see at this angle. Let's see. I don't know if there's anything else I can do for the little healing mark here. I mean, how else am I supposed to show that his wounds are being healed? I think this is the best that I can do. So, well, you know, if that's the best that I could do, then that means that we're done here. We got everything where it needs to be as best as we can get it to what it needs to be. We just make sure that everything's back to where it is. This will be posted on Wednesday instead. So, as per usual, with effects, without effects, with effects, without effects. A huge difference. I'm glad I went for the golden look instead of the usual. For a second there, I thought I saw an insect go on my keyboard, but I didn't. It went like enter key, like it was like a teardrop beetle-esque kind of, you know, those kinds of insects. Which is going to be annoying if that was the case, but it's not. So, anyways, thank you all for watching today's video. If you liked it, please leave a like. Or if you enjoyed it, please leave a like. subscribe for more. We got the cat over here to see us off. Yeah, it looks like you are getting close to getting out of heat, which is great, right? Nope, you're still wearing. Okay, well, whatever. Anywho's and wits. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe for more, and check out the playlist. The previous episode of Art Time, and I guess most recent episode of Minecraft RTC Edition. Why not? Anyways, I'm gonna put this over here. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.